So how you doing, Ray?
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's work been?
My supervisor really loves me. He
That's
told me
good.
that. He said he loves me with all his heart and that we should get married.
Oh yeah.
Nope, that he did not say that.
Somewhere down the line. Oh man, it really took
No.
a turn.
It was like he nominated me for an award, so hopefully I win at the end of the month.
Oh, that's cool. What kind of award is it?
It's a recognition for having like top tier phone service.
That's good.
Mhm.
It's like yeah, that's good.
It- it's like a little badge, You're like, yeah, I did good that one time.
Yeah, that one time.
So yeah, um, I was happy when he said that. He said it made his day to see that when he was going through the reviews. So I'm
Hmm.
like, hey, that's good. Because if it makes his day, that means I'm doing good. That means we're all doing good. That means, nothing's wasted,
Yeah.
It's a good all around.
Yeah, everyone's doing their jobs.
So I can't
That's
really
how it should
complain.
be.
What's up with you?
Ah, nothing, man. About to uh about to go full time from part time
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
soonish in like probably like a month or so.
I gotta wait a couple months too. Because I have to take an exam to do
Oh
it.
yeah.
But
Mm.
I haven't like
What
started yet. So
will your like department or like specialty or whatever change or it'll be the same?
it's gonna be the same. So if I go full time, they'll give me vacation hours.
Mhm.
I'll actually get like a bunch of compensation for it, more pay
Yeah,
as well. So
yeah,
that's
I know with
probably
most with
more
most
benefits.
places, like the benefits and stuff are always better when you have more hours. Mm.
I mean, because like it's the same hours I have right now, essentially.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just that'll be a higher grade
Yeah, that
than what I am right
that
now.
happened when I was at BJ's too, where I was part-time, but I was working full-time hours, but I was still like in the books as part-time, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, can I just can I just be full-time? I'm already doing the hours, you know?"
I mean, I was at Walmart and it was the same thing. I was doing full time hours there.
Mhm.
I think I was working like 5 days a week, 2 days off. And I don't know what you were doing, but like I was the fill guy. So like they'd call me in for like filling hours.
Mhm.
They'd be like, okay, we need someone to come in like today, like at this time. So that's what you're gonna do. So I think I was always working like 38 plus hours a week.
Mhm. Yeah, I was just I was the start of a new department basically, where
Hmm.
that BJ is down by Viaport. When I started, they just started to do like the online order thing from their store.
Hmm. And that's what you're doing. You're
Yeah,
doing
like,
online
"Hey, you
orders.
should do this." And I was like, "Sure." I don't really wanna run a register all day. That sounds really boring.
Mhm. I'm happy about that too. Like I didn't have to run a register all day either
Mhm.
because I was like in the back just helping people for the most part pick their items. Or
Mhm.
sometimes like I'd help them with questions about certain items, or like I'd do photo lab, or I'd help people with their online orders. So that would be like it was a bit of everything. And then as it went down the line, they're like, oh, they started asking me to do other stuff. They're like, oh, can you go down to help with sports? And then, oh, can you go and help us with grocery? They need help stocking. And I'm like, okay, this is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that must just be, like, retail stores in general. Cause
Mhm.
yeah, they would try to ask me to do more stuff, and I would just say no. Well, there was some stuff I had to do, but there was other stuff where I just didn't wanna be one of those employees that they just try to push everything on, you know?
I did say yes. I'm not gonna lie. I
Mhm.
did say yes,
Yeah.
but like I would say yes and like just do the work
Yeah.
that they told me to, and that's it.
Mhm.
Like I'm not gonna do anything else. Like this is what you told me to do. I'm gonna do exactly that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Y
going to kill myself for this.
yeah, I think that a lot of retail stores, they are understaffed, and they, like, don't wanna hire more people, so they just try to make everyone else, like, do something of, like, the entire store, you know what I mean?
It was really weird, like with electronics, because like we're always like they're like, why are you always having like 3 or 4 people here? That's because we actually come to work,
Yeah.
unlike everyone else who can like skip out. We actually come to work. That's
Mhm.
crazy. And then they're like, "Well, we need more people filling this area." Well, why aren't they there? Why don't you hire people for those positions?
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you just hire more people? We'll be good.
Then they wonder when there's like two of us in electronics why it always goes wrong. Because legitimately, I think you need three. Three is the best number for electronics. 3 to 4. That's a
Mhm.
nice balance. Late at night, you can get away with like two. You know what I mean? But like in like busy shift time, 3 or 4
Right.
is your balance. That's enough to get everything done. And that's like basics. Like busy time, maybe 5 or 6 because you want to be doing so much things at the same time. Got to feel
When
for the story.
was your department's busy time?
For some like weekdays, I was feeling like at least when school was around, it was like you hit like I want to say 3 to like 6 was like your peak when school or like work was around.
Mhm.
Weekdays, summer, your peak is gonna be like 11 to the same time like 6. You're like feeling that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, that would've been my guess is, like, around, like, 4 or 5 probably just because that's when
Mhm.
people get out of school, people get out of work, and they have time to actually go to the store.
Weekends, I mean, it's always busy. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. Uh, so yeah, Ray, what do you wanna what do you have the list up right now?
I did a little stuff.
I should pull it up too.
Okay, so seeing yesterday for me. Well, let's not talk about the anime. Anime we save for like the end. We're nice guys.
Yeah, usually.
But I'm gonna say this. I saw Sing yesterday for me episode 10 last week because we did the recording on Sunday, and the episodes come
Okay,
out on Saturday.
they do. So you're saying that you okay, I
So
understand.
I saw episode 10 last week
Alright.
because it was on Sunday, and I watched both episodes, and I was like, all right, because I was like, I might as well watch both. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
Yeah, makes
so
sense.
whatever I was talking about last week was actually what I was supposed to talk about this week, and I think that's why you were a little confused. I don't know if you watched both
Yeah,
episodes last week either, or
yeah, there's some things that you said, but I just, I don't have a good memory, so I was like, "Yeah, sure, that probably happened, I don't
I shared the episode. And I was like, I saw this last week, and I'm like, the
know."
episode comes out today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. There's stuff I understand now, so, we'll have a better discussion about it, you know?
Because I was saying like, oh, he's making moves. He's finally not being slow. And then you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, I don't
I'll say that. I'll say it.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't rewatch it, so you're actually gonna prime me up.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
I
just remembered.
I watched both episodes, like, an hour ago, so
Okay, okay, we're good.
they're in there, you
I
know?
definitely did not just watch Weathering with you.
Why don't we start off with that then?
Okay.
So, like, spoilers and stuff, there'll be a thing in the description so you can skip it. Um, Weathering with You. Would you, just, like, initial very broad thoughts, how'd you like it? Or not like it?
Oh, see, in our heads though, I have to compare this to Your Name, and I don't know what to give someone on a first impression level, which is like an anime movie to like start off with.
Yeah.
I think Your Name
Um,
may be easier to start with.
uh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I think that Your Name is probably a little more, like,
Light
mainstream.
and
Yeah.
mainstream. That's
Yeah,
also
like,
true.
yeah, just, like, a little more, like, even if you're not into anime, you could probably enjoy that all the way through, and it's just more of, like, a normal movie, quote, unquote, except for the end, I guess it gets a little weird,
Yeah. But,
but,
like, this movie was so good, it actually hurts. I can't think of any reason that it's, like, worse than Your Name, or I can't think of any reason that it's better than Your Name,
yeah,
except maybe in, like, animation. The animation's spectacular. My mans
it's
have
really
done it
good.
once again.
We didn't have any,
No
vending
canned
machine.
animation.
Yeah, no but and I was actually gonna text you about this. There was a shot, I don't know if you remember it, of a helicopter, and the helicopter was in
Mhm,
3D, and I was like,
mhm.
"Man, it looks pretty good." It was just like 2
Like,
seconds, but it was pretty good.
I saw the ship, they from, like, the ships, whenever the ships, they had, like, the radars, and I was like, "It
Yeah,
looks so good." Like,
it's good,
how
yeah.
are you Shinkai is I don't know what studio he helps him with the animation,
Mhm.
but, like, every time, like, with this and Your Name, spot on. It looks so good. Cannot complain.
Yeah, like, I was,
Also, think I'll let you finish that.
no, go ahead.
No, no, because I'm just gonna add on to something afterwards, so
Okay,
you
well,
finish your
yeah, I
thought.
was I was gonna say that, when I was watching it, I don't remember when it was, but, uh, I was kinda thinking about this and how good it was, like, the backgrounds and, like, in a kinda like video game terminology, the, like,
Mhm,
field of view or,
mhm.
like, draw distance in some of these shots was crazy, and I was just like part of that was probably due to it being a movie budget versus, like, the, like, TV shows, you know? For them to
But
actually
then, like,
have for them to actually have the, like, resources to make the backgrounds look this good, you know?
mm, I was just, like, comparing it to Your Name, it's the same thing. Like, he just knows how to, like, represent the field of view and make it look so good.
Mhm.
Like, okay, and another thing I was gonna add on to this is, like, connected universe to Your Name, that's
Is
crazy.
it?
Yeah, man.
Well, why
This movie takes place, I think, either in the middle of the ending or after the ending of Your Name.
okay, why is that? Was that something in the movie, or did you read about that?
No, 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 it's in the movie. You can peek at it if you want. So, like, I'll point out before okay, so, like, when the girl first gets sunlight, okay? Spoilers, she can make sunlight, that's
Mhm.
crazy. Oh boy. When she first does it, okay? Like, there's it's, like, cutting through the montage, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's like, okay, and then you see, like, a couple, right? With a green hat and, like, a haircut short facing out the window. You don't see their faces, okay? But that's supposed to be, like, the grown-up couple from, like, the same high school that she went to,
Okay.
in Your Name, the girl,
Mm.
okay? Then you get the grandma, whose grandson is the main character from Your Name, the guy.
Really?
And then you get to the jewelry shop, okay?
Yeah.
And she's working at the jewelry shop who sold him the ring.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, cause that I remember watching that scene, and I thought it was weird. Cause like, I don't know if you remember, but how they shot that scene was the interaction was going on for, like, 90% of that shot, but,
Mhm.
some, like, jewelry, some, like, on the rack or whatever was
Yeah.
covering her face.
Yeah, you saw the braid in her hair, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And then,
and
like, when it
then
saw her name tag, I stopped, I paused the movie,
mhm.
looked up her name, and I'm like, "It's the same character."
Cause I was watching that and I thought her face looked familiar. I thought it I don't know, you know?
So this either takes place in the middle of the ending. I know you know if you know what I'm talking about. Spoilers for Your Name right now,
Sure.
where like they're trying to find each other. So this either takes place in the middle of the ending for Your Name,
Mhm.
this movie, or it takes place after the ending. But this is post Comet timeline when they're
Yeah,
both in Tokyo.
that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, man, they're just trying to build a universe, you know?
It was
Watch out
nice.
MCU, you know?
I enjoyed it. I was like, I was like, that's so. I was like, my brother said because he was commenting, he didn't
Mhm.
see the movie with me, but he was commenting. He's like, probably because Your Name sold him. Like it was a really big movie, so it helps to
Oh,
have
yeah.
these characters a little like ah, nice, you got it, good job.
Yeah, little, like, cameos or Easter eggs or whatever.
Mhm.
Mm. Um, I remember yeah, I don't know. I knew, going through the movie or whatever, I knew at some point the main girl, I remember her name, the, like, sunshine girl, whatever,
Yeah.
about, like, 2/3 of the way through, I was like, "Alright, either she's gonna die or she's gonna become a, like, spirit of some sort." And I remember, the one scene where he's gonna go see her, they're, like, outside, he's, like, running up the hill or whatever, and she's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're" and they're I don't remember what they're talking about. I think this is the moment where he was about to confess to her, and I think he had, like, a gift
Yeah.
for her too,
And then she goes up
right?
into the air.
Yeah, and then he turns around and she's gone, and I was like, "That's it, she's a spirit, I was right." And then it cuts to his face, and he's all sad and stuff, he's like, "Oh my god, where'd she go?" And you look up, and yeah, she's, like, floating on raindrops, and I was like, "Oh, that's not what I thought was gonna happen."
Mm,
Yeah, it was a good moment.
okay. Similar to, I will say, called back to last week's episode where we talked about I want to eat your pancreas.
Yep.
The news always is like relevant every time.
It is, yeah,
I don't think
and
that the news has ever came up and like has not been relevant somehow.
yeah, I mean, with this movie, it was, like, 80% of the time, it was the weather station, and then the other 20%, it was the, like, gun stuff.
Mhm.
I remember, I think it was, like, towards the beginning of the movie, they even showed, like, a, like, billboard or, like, a, like, huge screen on the side of, like, a sports stadium or something.
Mhm.
It showed, like, 10 different guns or something and then
It was
being
like
like
gun trafficking, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and me being like, "Huh, that's cool." I guess it adds to the atmosphere or something. Then
And
obviously,
obviously,
yeah,
yeah, main
yeah,
character
like
gets one of the traffic guns.
yeah. And for some reason, I don't know if this might be, like, a Japan thing or something. Obviously, America,
Mhm.
all about guns, we love them. Uh, both times that he had his gun and he pointed it at someone, they thought it was a toy.
Okay, that's because like, guns like, people don't really have guns in Japan, or I think, like, in other countries as well. I think America is,
Yeah,
like, a
yeah,
very much an outlier, and that's, like where guns
yeah,
are just something that, like, you don't have for the most part.
yeah. And then, when he when he was saving the girl, right? The first time he, like, ran away or whatever, and, they captured him, right? They had him, they're, like, beating him up, which was weird because like, he's, like, a kid, like, that was weird. And he
Mhm.
pointed the gun at him. When he actually shot the gun, that I couldn't believe it. When he actually did it, I don't know if he was, like, nervous or something or, I thought I thought he killed him, I thought he was gone.
Mhm.
But
The
no, he
Mighty
just
King.
yeah. But no, he just shot the little, like, street light or whatever. Oh, oh. He wanted to leave.
Spy King.
Um, yeah, I
He
don't know.
shot the light, dude,
He did. And yeah, and he got up, he was like, "Alright, we're
and he
good."
shot it at his boy.
Yeah. He was definitely in the wrong there, like, come on, you know?
Both times, but I mean, yo, the plot twist when you find out the girl's actually 15, but then they also showed it to you earlier on the calendar, and you were just too blind to notice it.
Yeah, yeah. I At first, I didn't understand why that was so significant, like, when that happened, he was like his world was ending, and I was like, "But, like, who cares?" You
Mhm.
know? But I guess it was just him realizing that he was actually the oldest one, and he should have taken more responsibility of, them running away and and just doing crazy stuff.
Mhm.
What was this
There's a
movie
lot of
called
good
again? Weathering with
weathering
You,
with
that's
you.
what it is, yep.
Has a lot of good dynamics. The characters, somehow the director or producer, Shinkai, he always knows how to like have it done such a way where the characters feel good in a way.
Mhm.
No one's really ever like an actual bad guy. Like
Yeah.
even like the guy who like runs the club, like he has a family. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they cut to him with like his daughter and wife. It was like really weird situation. Like real quick, they just cut to him. And one of the scenes when like the sun comes up
Yeah, it tries to, like,
and he's just
humanize everyone.
chilling. It's like yeah, yeah.
Uh,
The
yeah,
man
no, I
actually's
mean,
making a minor go crazy.
they do uh,
He
try to, like, make up for that with him being like, "Oh, I didn't I honestly didn't know she lied on her resume or whatever."
said she was 18, dude.
I mean, I feel like they should have, like, IDs, right? Should be some kind of proof there.
I mean, they keep saying that the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like, where's your ID?
Oh, yeah, and our our main guy, he just keeps asking the internet for stuff, which I thought was
Yeah,
funny. There's,
like
like, 3 or 4
Yahoo
different times.
Japan, dude.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
Yahoo
sponsored by
Answers.
Yahoo. Okay, sponsored by Apple. Sponsored by Honda. Sponsored by
Mhm.
McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when I watch one of these things and the brand names are real, you know? Like, I remember, him using the computer and it actually said MacBook. I was like, "Oh, I wonder how much they got paid for that," you know?
Well, they know they're gonna make so much money off of it that, like, what I mean? It's advertising for them. And plus, they
Mhm.
he has that money to like be like, we can use your brand for this movie. Story was good, characters were good, situations were good. It didn't feel cheap at all, didn't feel cheated. There was growth for a majority of characters in some way. Some things are left, untied, but on purpose, though, or, like, for joke situations, like, the guy's
No,
niece, it was like,
I don't know.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, he was like, "No, actually, we're
okay.
he she's just my niece." I don't know I don't know what thoughts you had in your head. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's because she said
Yeah.
it's exactly
Yeah,
what
she
you
definitely
think it
did it
is.
on purpose,
It's
just
all her
mess with him a
fault.
little bit. I still couldn't believe that everyone was just okay with her being able to control the weather, you know? Like, it wasn't a bigger deal.
I mean, like, if you tell someone, right,
I mean,
like,
I
who's
guess,
gonna
but
believe you, dude?
I feel like that kinda goes out the window when she goes on a 30-day tour of the entire country,
Yeah,
making it sunny, like, just everywhere.
and then, like, she's caught on
Yeah,
national TV.
and, like
But that's like
yeah, I mean, even the end where they were at, like what was their last job? The one that was, like, super important? They were, like, at a
oh, yeah, the last job
stadium?
was with the guy's daughter. That was the second to last job.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's they're just okay with it. It just happens, I guess.
They got paid a bunch of money for that too. You could just be like, "That's a bank."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But you got the entire fireworks to go off just for today. You getting that money, that paycheck. That's that hustle right there.
I just wanna let you know, Ray, your camera's not working.
Huh.
I just wanna give you a heads up.
Is it really not working?
Yeah, it's frozen.
Okay. Oh, are you back? Am I back?
No.
Is my head moving? Or no, it's just
Nope.
not jumping?
Nah, nothing.
That's yikes. Hold up.
It's like a picture. Oh, now he's gone. Now it's just me and Craig. Oh, see, now this is weird. Oh, there we go.
Nope,
Yeah,
I
you're
see
good.
it's off.
It was very weird there for a second. It was just me and Craig. I didn't know what to do. I don't really know him that well, you know?
Craig, he's a nice guy. I
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
him
yeah.
every Thursday as well
Mhm.
for separate reasons. Stumblesanddoorknobs.com. Definitely not endorse this.
Oh, go ahead. Um, and
I'm
then
not
then
gonna
the
self
whole
market myself.
uh the whole thing, you realize that it was his fault. I mean, fault being not a not really a bad thing necessarily, but, he was the one that showed her that, "Hey, you can make money off this, you can support your brother,"
Mhm.
and it was a tough spot for him to be in because he realized, obviously the very supernatural element of it, it's almost like a Ghibli movie where 90% of it is normal, but then there's like 10% of like, "Oh, this is weird," when she, like, starts turning into, water, I
Yeah.
guess, and then, he wants her to stop or he wants to try to figure out a way to help her and her not become I made a comparison
Mhm.
and this is exactly like Avatar.
Cool. Avatar? Okay, with what?
Yeah, with Sokka and, the, like, princess or whatever.
Oh, the moon? Yeah.
Yeah, where she she just turned to the moon, and I was like, "This is gonna happen. She's gonna turn to the sky," and she did.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, and she didn't want this to happen, but she looks back and she doesn't have any regrets. She's just like, "This is what I was born to do, and I've
Mhm.
been happier, I don't know, this past month or however long it's been, and, it's great."
But then she knows well, she learns later that she's going to die. Or I guess she
Yeah,
must have had her own ideas, but she never knew what was gonna happen. Let's be real.
yeah, I mean, yeah, she finds out and she's like, "There has to be a sacrifice," which was another thing, huge foreshadowing in the first, like, 15 minutes when
Mhm.
they met. They had, like, the interview with the old lady. I don't remember what her job position is. It's like
Psychic.
Oracle, psychic, yeah. Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, this is the water god, this is the sun god, and, everything's great, but if you mess with the weather, there's always consequences." I was like, "Man, that'll probably come up later in about 90 minutes."
You
It
know,
did.
dude,
Yeah.
it's just a great, well-rounded film. Everything that you want to expect, like I said, it's foreshadowed a little bit. They literally have a Chekhov's gun. I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah.
it's done twice. They did the
Mhm.
Chekhov's gun twice with the same gun. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Mhm. Yeah, it's just really well made. I mean, at this point, their studio, I know they did stuff before Your Name.
Yeah, they did a 5 centimeters per second. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I
My
haven't seen
brother
that
has.
either.
He has a bunch more other stuff as well, but
Mhm.
that those are only the ones that come to mind for me
Yeah, but, like, their studio at this point, they've kind of cemented themselves with their past
as
2
a
or 3
staple.
movies.
They're a staple of Japanese animation,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least internationally now. Ever since Your Name,
Mhm.
they
And,
got
like,
that staple.
you've just come to expect a certain level of quality, you know?
Let's talk about that animation, like the liquid animations, because it's
Oh,
a
it's
lot
so
of
good.
rain,
Yeah.
so a lot of like liquid, and it's just done so well.
Mhm.
Another scene that actually caught me really well was when he was meeting the guy he was with was
Yeah.
meeting with his grandmother, or I guess like his wife's mother, to be more precise,
Oh, okay, yep.
for
Yep.
the first time. And just
Mhm.
to show how different they are, like she's also drinking tea and he's drinking coffee.
Yep. Yeah, because their whole relationship is strained, right?
Mhm.
Where he wants to see his daughter, but she's like, "Ah, I know how you are, I don't know if such a good idea."
The daughter's happy meeting him though. Like the
Yeah,
daughter
yeah,
doesn't know, you know.
yeah.
Mhm. But I'm assuming he's only like that though because he's not with his daughter. You can assume.
Yeah, I mean, I
Mhm.
would assume that being away from any part of your family, especially a child, uh, could
Mhm.
definitely change aspects of your life like that.
And it's his child too. He just wants to be with her.
Mhm.
And that's why he makes all his choices throughout the movie.
Yeah, he's trying to be a good person, you know? I remember uh, at the very end, so, like, he gets, like, a good job, you know, by the end of the
Who
movie. It
I guess like
it
the publication I guess went up and they
Okay,
got like
so
an actual office. They
so
got
it's
like
still
more sales or whatever.
his it's still the same thing that they were doing, it's just way better now?
Yeah, I'm assuming because like if they have an office, I guess he has like other workers there now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I just like when he was talking to, the main character, and he showed him the picture of him and his daughter, and then also the other 2 people were
Mhm.
there too, and he was like, "Oh, they, like, got in the way of our photo." And it was just I don't know, I think that was kinda capping off the the growth that he was having throughout this movie of him trying to get to his
So
daughter.
like he
Yeah, and
finally
then
feels like a family, I guess.
yeah, 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 he's
He's
finally
able to see her on rainy days now.
mhm, yeah. Oh, so to talk about rainy days, right? So, uh, yeah, so when she dies, right, and she goes up into the sky, right?
Yeah.
They had a conversation before that in the hotel room where he gave her the ring, which was very nice, and
Mhm.
then she was like, "Do you want the rain to stop?" And he was like, "Yeah, I guess, sure." And then she, like, laid down, and that's when she talked about, like, sacrifice or whatever,
Mhm.
and then she went to the sky. Then the rain stopped, and it was sunny, and I remember watching on I'm pretty sure this was another news thing, another Weather Channel thing, right?
Mhm.
And they said something to the effect of, "And the rain never came again."
Yeah.
And I just thought that was one of the funniest lines in the whole movie, because for again, for everyone to just be okay with this, to say, "Oh, yeah, and then it never rained again here, ever." I was like, is that safe? Like, is that okay for it to like, no one's questioning this? Like, I understand they went through, what, years of
Mhm.
rain, but, like, after about a month of it never raining, I mean, you look at what is it, like, California, never rains in California, and there are super crazy, uh
Droughts,
yeah, like, crazy
wildfire.
bad stuff that happens because there's no rain, and you're gonna go on the news and say, "Yeah, it just never rained again here." Like, I just thought that was crazy.
And then it just continues to rain, like, after that 3 years of consecutive rain.
Yeah, yeah, that was nuts.
Okay, so taking that back, I actually would recommend Your Name over this movie,
Yeah,
going back to that real quick. Only
mhm,
because I will say this, Your Name is easier to follow and everything, there's less to worry about Your Name. This movie is a lot more heavy-handed with what it wants to do, at least early on. A lot of foreshadows done, you know what I mean? Your
mhm,
Name leaves you guessing until, like, what's happening.
sure.
'Cause Your Name plays out like a normal movie, you're like, "This is great, dude." You're like, "Can't wait for them to meet up." And then it hits you with that, "Oof, oof,
Yeah,
ouch."
I think that, yeah, yeah, I could see that. I think that, Weathering with You, I don't know. I think Weathering You is probably, yeah, I don't know. I think that they're very similar
They're
because
very close, dude. It's hard for me to, like, discern that difference,
y yeah, they're almost kind of the same story.
essentially.
You know what I mean? Like, they both have, like, a boy and a girl, they have some sort of relationship, they're trying to,
Intertwined with faith.
yeah, 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 and it's always on this much bigger scale, and of course, with Your Name, we got the whole meteor thing, and then with Weathering with You, we got just the rain, just, the weather god trying to decide what he wants to do. Yeah, they're super, super similar.
I can't even say which is actually better or not. That's how hard it is. They're that close.
Mhm.
I have to rate them same on the scale I have. My Raymond seal of approval, they get the same seal.
Oh, nice. The same exact one, you just put
It's
one,
the exact same seal.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Used, like, how many used, like, 4 years later, we used the seal.
Mhm. Yeah, it was solid, there really isn't, you know, there's
Can't say anything.
if I'm being honest, I am trying to go back in my head right now and trying to think of scenes, and I keep, jamming scenes in from Pancreas into this movie,
Oof.
and I keep getting them mixed up because we watched them
Okay.
so close.
That's my fault for suggesting this. But,
No, 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 it's fine.
I mean, they're both great movies. I mean, Pancreas and this, I think about it, we did, it's me, I mean, honestly, it's not lie, it's me. I did a great job recommending these movies.
Yeah, it's good. I think I like Pancreas a little bit more than this
You
one.
know what? Pancreas, I will say, is different. I think it's because, like, Pancreas is, like, very similar, like, I guess, standard idea of, like, what you want from, like, a standard sick character romance,
Yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And then just, like, turns it on its head, it has its own, like, dissection of it, which is pretty amazing by itself, you know? This movie, you can essentially say, apparently Rashawn, according to him, Shinkai usually makes depressing stories.
Mm.
He said recently because of Your Name, he's flipped it now. So Your Name, and I guess now with Weathering with You, he's flipped the coin now, and he's going on a more positive end note. Apparently, this guy used to make people cry.
Well, I mean, Your Name is sad for, like, 95%, and then the very end, it's like, "Oh, they kind of met up at the end," and then it cuts to
I think it's
black.
like sad for like 90. It's sad for like 40% of the movie.
Yeah?
Like the first 50% of the movie, you're like, this is vibing, dude. We're good. We're nice. We're rolling.
Wasn't the whole movie have the overtone of the whole meteor thing happening? And, like, I mean, that's another example of the news, right? You always cut back to
Yeah,
the news feed, and it's like, "Man, these meteors are this one meteor," or whatever. It's coming,
It's like, yeah, you ready
you
for the
know?
meteor shower, dude? It's gonna look lit, dude. We gotta see the
Yeah.
shower. I guess that was the entire point of Your Name. Your Name, I think, focuses more because it has that country city dynamic. Where it actually focused mostly on the country dynamic,
Mhm.
so we didn't really get to see much outside news outside the country. Only when we flip back to post meteor, it's like, oh snap, really? Oh, now you begin to it gets dissected a lot at that point. But before that, it stays pretty plain.
I think this movie is sadder than Your Name because I think this
Definitely.
movie has, our main character, we're introduced to him by him running away from his family because he just doesn't wanna live there anymore, he doesn't wanna live with those people,
We don't even
and
get to
then
see his family. I think it's a
yeah, yeah,
bold move
yeah, and, he's like, so is he living in a store?
where he was originally.
Is so, like, when we see him in Tokyo, right, he first gets there, it's all good.
He
He's,
gets like
like,
his mini
paying
apartment,
okay.
and then he
So
moves out, I guess, because he can't afford it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but, like, that's, like, super sad too. He's, like, has this little thing. He's living off of, like, ready to cook meals. He's, like, paying to use a
Hmm.
public shower. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's,
he
and,
just he
like,
just has the room essentially. It's like what he
yeah,
has. That's what he actually owned at the point. But he was even like renting that out.
mhm. He's, like, constantly trying to do the math on how much, money it takes to live here, and, he doesn't have a job really, so
Hmm.
and then and then he finally gets one, and it's kinda happy, right? Because he's living with these people who, it's a super tough job, they're super demanding
Then
of
they
him, but
overwork him. Well, he
yeah,
did.
yeah,
He
yeah.
overworked. Yeah.
Oh, that was another realization too, which I thought was really a really funny, good scene where those 2 people that have the little publication thing, right? The guy and the girl, the uncle and
Hmm.
the niece, right?
Hmm.
They're in the car. I forget where they were going. It doesn't matter. It's not important.
They were going to the shrine with the old
Okay.
guy.
Okay. And, she's, like, talking to him about working him and about how, like, it's too much, like, there's no wonder that he has a second job, which is, the one that he was doing with the
Hmm.
sunshine girl, right? No wonder he has another part-time job, he needs more money, and, you're only paying him, I forget what she said, and then he was like
3,000.
yeah, 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 because he held up 3 fingers, and she was like, 3,000?
But
That's
she's
not
like saying
enough.
30,000. That's not enough.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
30,000 was what she was saying. He's
Oh,
getting
okay.
3,000.
Yeah,
That's so
uh,
much lower.
but she assumed that that's what he meant because he, like, shook his head, he's like, "No, no, no," and then she was like, "Oh, like, 3,000 or whatever," and he was actually only paying him $30 a month,
Yeah.
which is which is crazy. That's that's not even close to enough. That's like a couple days worth of food maybe. You know what
To
I
be fair
mean?
though, he did say he's getting food. He has a home,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
$30 still pretty low. Like that's not much to get. He can't really get much for himself with that. Like yeah, his base necessities are already covered, but he can't really do much for himself outside of that.
yeah, and also, like you said, he's being overworked,
Mhm.
you know? He's, like, working day and night. It's
Yeah.
crazy. A lot of work. Yeah.
One of my favorite things is that he keeps saying I'm underage. That's a really good thing that they did. It's like Japan was like, can't have underage drinking, so we're gonna
Yeah,
reinforce this how many times?
yeah.
It's like, yeah,
I remember when they were celebrating, I don't remember what they were celebrating, but
I guess
yeah,
somebody was getting hired.
yeah, 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 he, like, pulled out a bunch of beers and he handed him one and he was like, "No, I'm underage," and then it cut to a really close shot of him
For him
putting the
getting
beer down and then picking up, like, a
a,
soda or something.
a lemonade,
Yeah, lemonade, and I was like, "Oh, that's good." Yeah.
and then like she had a peach aid, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
this is peak.
Yeah, it's great. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that is weathering with you. We didn't even talk really much about it because we assumed that you watch it with us.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was great.
Me talking to Craig. Hey, Craig, watch the
Right.
movies next time. You never speak about anything.
Yeah, you never
Just
do
sit here and
anything.
watch,
Doing all the heavy
listening in.
lifting.
We're carrying the show, Craig. What are you doing? Okay, you're recording. Okay, we get it. Don't type that to me, please.
Oh, yeah, we get it. You don't have to.
Don't say that you're
Um,
overworked.
we're paying you $30 a month. Uh, so yeah, I think we kind of agree on that. Where, oh well, no, I think you might have changed your opinion somewhere in there. But yeah, I probably have it as the same score as your name.
I have it the same score as Your Name, but I wouldn't recommend this
Yeah,
to people first for Your Name. I'd recommend Your Name first.
sure. Yeah,
This one's a little bit heavier, I'd say. It's a heavier film, heavier tone.
yeah.
Definitely more themes that are more mature than Your Name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when I finished it, I was trying to think to myself what I would score it, and uh, the way that I score, because like when I finish anime, I go on Mal and I actually do a score for every time I finish something, right?
Now I got to go on Mal now. See, look what we make me do.
And
Also, I have Wikipedia, but like we'll talk about that later.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um, one thing I don't like doing when I score things is to compare it to other stuff. You know,
But this
I
really
f-
has to be compared.
yeah, yeah. I like to just do it in the moment, whatever I feel. But this movie, it was kind of tough not to compare it to Your Name, and I think I was the same boat as you, where I just couldn't figure out any reasons to put it above Your Name or below Your Name. Uh, so I'm pretty sure I gave it the same score as Your Name. Uh, but whenever I contemplate scoring something a 10, I always compare it to the other 10s I've given out. And the one movie that I know I gave a 10 was A Silent Voice, and there's no way this is as good as A Silent Voice.
Now I got to change my score. Hold up. Your Name is a 9, dude. I just changed it.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
Mm.
And then go to Weathering with You. A Solid Voice may be my favorite anime movie of all time.
Oh, it's definitely mine. I mean, it's kinda tough for me because I have so much nostalgia over, Spirited Away.
Hmm.
Spirited Away for me is a 10, like, easy. Um, but yeah, trying to take the Ghibli bias out of the equation, A Silent Voice is definitely the best.
It's like, I mean, I love Ghibli films. I can't lie. Like, I think my favorite Ghibli film that I watched was Howl. I loved Howl a lot.
Howl's really good. Howl's definitely
Hmm.
one of the best ones.
I think to me, I'd rate Howl over Spirited Away, but that's personally.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. But like, Silent Voice to me is just too. I can't cut it out, dude. What?
It's so good.
I'll have you read the manga so we can talk about that
Yeah,
ending. That stupid side plot, the B plot
definitely.
movie. But like, ooh, I can't like from someone who again went through both. Every time I think we bring it up, I think of them as two separate things. I can't rate them together because that's how different they are in my head.
Yeah.
Like those small differences actually change everything. I'm gonna change my hair every time I do this. Trying to find it. It's fine now. I can't even fix it.
Uh, so right, you wanna move on to, you said there's not a whole lot to talk about it, so I guess we
Oh,
could
the
just do it
Space
real
Force. Space
quick.
Force was decent.
Yeah. So,
That's it.
first
I saw the
episode.
pilot.
Yep.
My favorite character is the Russian guy.
That's a good character, yeah.
He's my favorite character right now. We'll see how it goes on when it progresses. I think it's doing a great job of introducing everyone. I can't really speak much for it, other than now we've got someone interfering with the Space Force program at the very end of the episode, and I'm very interested to find out where that goes.
What happened at the very end?
The end of the episode, someone or something was sent to disable a satellite.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember watching that and being like, "That is one of the most ridiculous scenes I've ever seen in anything," where it just, like, slid up right next to it and was like, "Yep, I'm just gonna take that." And
Like,
then
take this panel off right here.
yeah,
Take this
yeah,
panel off right here, and we're
yeah,
dipping.
and that was it. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
Um,
I will be talking more about Space Force in the next coming weeks as I try to catch up.
one thing that they introduced in this episode, you're talking about all the cast of characters, right?
Mhm,
Did yeah, yeah, you definitely saw it when they first told him that he's gonna be running Space Force,
mhm.
right? And they had the meeting,
The counselor.
Yeah.
between like all the other like forces, like the Navy, the Army,
Yep.
Marines.
I thought that was crazy because there's so many good actors and actresses in that council,
Mhm.
and I was like, "These are, like, all-star actors that they have playing these roles." I just thought that was nuts. And I
Yeah,
felt that and I felt that they all had good chemistry together, which was good.
I think it was like Jane Lynch was like leading
Yep.
like the was it Army or was she leading the
Uh, I don't think it was the Army. It
maybe
might
the
have been, I
Marines?
don't know. Yeah, I
It
don't
wasn't the
remember.
Navy. I thought was it the
All I
Navy?
know all I know is, uh, they, like, are super disrespectful towards that one branch.
Space Force, Space Force,
Yeah,
Space Cadet.
um, I was like, they got, Malkovich to play alongside Steve Carell as a scientist. He's good.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be excited for you to watch more of it. Cause yeah, the first episode is just yeah, it's kinda setting a lot of stuff up.
With 10 episodes, I got plenty of time to develop my feelings about that show, and they're all
Okay,
out
so
already. So
I have one question for you, right? Because 'Cause I'm trying to get the timeline in my head, okay? Where
mhm.
is Steve Carell's family right now? What are they what are they doing?
Well, his daughter was hanging with a Russian guy, and
Okay.
his wife is in prison,
Okay.
incarcerated right now, growing
Okay.
radishes in herself.
Yeah. So, did they say what his wife did?
No,
She just went, right?
yeah,
I remember watching that and her being in prison, and then, they kinda play with that later on where, she's in prison, of course, and every time I see his wife and she's in jail, she has the orange jumpsuit or whatever, I'm like,
yeah.
"Did they say what she why is she in jail?" I don't understand.
Like, what would
'Cause
she
yeah
do to be in jail?
yeah, there was that hard cut with them in bed, right? And
Hmm.
then being like, "Oh, we're moving to Oregon," and, like, her hating it, her, like, she's, like,
Hmm.
cried or whatever, and the hard cut and they're in
Hmm.
Oregon and stuff, and then, yeah, we find out that she's in jail, and I'm like, "What did she do? How is she there? Aren't you, like, this very decorated, you know, part of the military? Is there any way you can pull some strings or something?" Like, she had to have done something crazy, you know?
Probably like invaded the base to give him something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's your gift I made for you. Your breakfast, your lunch. I made lunch and then you didn't take it, and then they locked me up because I tried to come in and give it to you, and they didn't believe I was your wife, and then now I'm here now because I broke into a military base with operations.
Yeah.
Baby, I
Um, so yeah, I'm excited for you to watch more of that because it's pretty good. Pretty good show.
like, how do you know about the phone? It's like you told me about the phone.
Oh, yeah.
No, you said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah. You told me. Um So, Ray, did you look at all about the PlayStation stuff? Do you know anything
I
about what
skimmed it. I
happened?
skimmed it. I schemed it. There was a event. They showed over 20
Mhm.
games for the PS5.
They did?
There
Yep.
now there's two of them. There's gonna be the base one. There's gonna be the digital.
Mhm.
I know some of the games. I know there's gonna be Resident Evil 8.
Mhm.
I know there's gonna be Demon Souls, Little Devil, Horizon Zero Dawn,
Yep.
2. I forget. It's like Horizon
Forbidden West,
Forbidden
yep.
West or Forbidden East. Forbidden West. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Nope.
Was there a Last of Us announcement there as well?
Last of Us Part
Nope.
2 comes
Okay.
out this Friday. Yep.
This way. Okay. There's like a new like
Yep.
Sackboy game coming out.
Little Big Planet, Sackboy Adventure, or something like that.
Ratchet and
Oh,
Clank
dude,
coming
I
out too.
can't wait for that. Cannot wait. R
Is there anything else off the top of my head that I can name from the
Spider-Man.
event?
M
Spider-Man
Miles
Miles
Morales,
Morales,
yep.
side game to Spider-Man. They said it's not a direct sequel, but it's gonna be more like a 1.5
Yep.
game that I remember.
Bug Snacks.
Uh, Bugsnax. Bugsnax is a game. That's
Did
true.
you see the
With
trailer
an
for
X.
Bugsnax?
I did not see the trailer for Bugsnax. I
Okay,
saw Bugsnax when X was announced.
okay, so after this, I need you to watch. It's probably like a 2-minute long trailer. This is one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life. You, uh, you are some kind of creature. It's not really pointed out what
Are you
you
a
are.
Bugsnack?
Um,
Are you the Bugsnax?
no, no, I
Or
think
are you the
that the
stack of
like
bugs?
the world is called. It's not important.
Okay.
There are creatures that aren't yourself, and they're all food, right? There's like little strawberries with like googly eyes, and they're sentient. They're all Pokemon because they all say what they are. So like the strawberries say strawberry, right? And you can eat these food animals, these food creatures. And
Okay.
so the first twist in the trailer, uh, you're like, what's going on here? You know, there's like and so the main narrator character is kind of telling you about the game. She picks up this little strawberry creature, and it's kind of like the National Geographic channel, you know, where like
Mhm.
you have those shows where they're or like Animal Planet where they're like in the desert in like the like Sahara, and they're like, oh, look at the lion, and they're like commentating, they're like narrating over what the animals are doing, you know, and she like picks up she picks up the strawberry creature and she eats it. Now, mind you, the strawberry creature is alive. It's very much an alive thing, you know?
Mhm.
And you're like, "Man, that was weird." Well, that was I guess we're just gonna move past that. And then 2 seconds later, her arm turns into strawberries, and she is not phased by this for even a second. And so, basically, people don't understand what this game is, but to our knowledge as a PlayStation fan base, this game is just you going around eating food creatures and then becoming those foods. And we don't understand what the point of the game is, but I'm gonna need you to watch a trailer because for like 90% of it, it's that. And then the last maybe 4 seconds completely changes what you thought the game was about. And I don't wanna tell you what it is because I need you to watch it.
Okay, okay.
But
Uh,
then that last twist happens, and it's like a super dark turn of like, wait. What is this game exactly? You didn't explain to us what the game is, you know?
hold on just one moment. I'm not gonna put audio on, but,
Yeah,
like,
that's fine.
we're just
So
gonna
while
skip
Ray's
through this
pulling
real
that
quick.
up,
Gonna skip through it real quick. Real
yeah,
quickly here. Let's put this on, like, 2 times speed. I don't got time
no,
for
that's
this.
fine.
I'm recording something right now.
So as probably I was super excited to watch this event, show a lot of games. This was way better than the Xbox one.
Maybe from the
I
creators of
don't,
Octodad? Okay.
yeah, I don't have any hate towards Xbox. They're just the games they showed, other than Assassin's Creed, where we didn't even see any gameplay. Uh, didn't matter at all. Just throw that out. You know. But yeah, we did see Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Uh, it's been kind of they've kind of like backtracked, like flip-flopped on what exactly that game is. At first, we thought it was DLC for the first one, and then it's like a standalone thing, but it's going to be smaller. Um, but we have seen stuff like this before with Infamous First Light and Uncharted Lost Legacy, where it's not really another full game. It'll probably just be like another like $40, like 10-hour experience or whatever. But it's cool. We got Miles Morales. It's also this holiday season, so it's super close. And then with Insomniac just coming out of the gate, they showed us Spider-Man, and then 2 trailers later, yeah, they show us Ratchet and Clank, which is like insane. New Ratchet and Clank completely taking uh what is it? Taking advantage of the SSD. You're able to move between dimensions, move between worlds in about 1 second, which I think is great for showing off what this new generation is probably going to be. Just super fast, super quick load times. And then we have that like female Ratchet character at the end, which is great. amazing. I hope that she's a playable character. It seems like it probably will be because I not really sure what the story is going to be, but it seems like that might happen at the very beginning where Clank and Ratchet get separated, and then maybe I don't know. Hopefully, you'll get to play as the female one, and now it's you and Clank trying to get back to Ratchet or something. I don't know. Yeah, that was like one of my dream wishes for PlayStation is to make another Ratchet and Clank, and it is a full game too, which is great because I think the 2016 one was just like a reimagining, and it was like $40. So it was like a 10-hour game, something really small. Um, yeah, we saw
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West, which is something that I think every PlayStation fan knew was gonna happen. I think we thought that it was probably gonna be a launch game, but I don't think it's a launch game anymore. I think it's a 2021 at the end. But that looks really cool. New monsters, new big snapping turtle character, which I thought looked really, really good. Uh can't wait for that. We got what other big games count? Dude, Deathloop. Deathloop looks great. I'm happy we got another look at that. Bethesda maybe finally making a good game again, because the last few Bethesda games have just been trash, you know? And I think Ray has finished the Bugsnax trailer. So Ray, would you what'd you think? Are you gonna pre-order it? Because I think I might pre-order it, you know?
Bug Snacks is going to be the Doki Doki or Knack of whatever they're gooning up right now.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about with those last few seconds?
Yo, why was it coming? It was an amalgamation of food, dude.
Yeah, it was just like a bunch, and it was like an assassin or something, and it was like, "Why is it coming for
Mhm.
me?" You know? What is this game? Yeah, everyone's ranting and raving about bug snacks, like, it's weird, it's a weird thing, you know?
What is a Knack
Um,
though?
you know how many
They
times
could.
people were like, "The next game, they're gonna show Knack 3, they have to show Knack 3," you know?
Donkey furious after not showing Knack 3.
I would be shocked if Donkey doesn't come out with a video very soon about the
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 PS5
lack.
event.
Yeah, it'd probably be, yeah, PS5 event, but
People be like, but
I've
it's no Knack 3.
yeah, somewhere in there he's gonna mention Knack 3, I know it. Um, some other
Also,
really good stuff, that Little Big Planet game that you mentioned,
yes, actually.
um, it looks great because it looks like a 3D Mario game. It looks exactly like if you reskinned a 3D Mario game for Sackboy. I think that's great because obviously Sony can't have Mario Mario on their console, so let's just make a Mario game. You know what I mean?
That's how you do it, dude.
We did that with Smash. It wasn't as good, but we did it, you know? Trying to think of other big games that came out. I think those are pretty much all the big ones. I have a thing up here. Oh, we got a new Hitman, which looks really good.
That's true. Yes,
That Hitman 3 trailer makes me wanna go back and play Hitman 1 and 2 because I never played them, but, it looked good. Demon Souls, you already mentioned Demon Souls. Have you played Demon Souls ever?
I've never played Souls games.
Have you played Bloodborne?
I have one, haven't played it yet.
I always stayed away from them because I heard they were really hard, and I don't really wanna do that to myself. I've already played Celeste. You know, I beat Celeste, which was, a very sweaty game for me to play, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
I tried to beat Cuphead, and I never did, I really wanted to beat Cuphead because I love that art style. I love that the whole thing was hand drawn, which is crazy when you think about it. Let's see what else. Goodbye Volcano High, which is just the high school dinosaur game where at the end all of them are gonna die. So I'm sure that'll be a very fun ride. Um, Kena looked really good. That was like a Breath of the Wild type game. Little
Little
Devil
Devil is
Inside
really
looked
good.
Little Devil Inside looked like a very
Hmm.
funny game. There's like that was the one with the like split, the like two planes of action type thing going on. Um, what was the pathless? An archer and an eagle. Venture. I don't know what that is. Stray is the one where I think you're gonna play as a cat. Don't know what the game is, but you're a cat, so that's cool. Solar Ash, made by the what's the name of the? It's like light, red light, something. Light of Darkness. I don't know the name of the game, but that was a really good indie game. Ghostwire Tokyo, which I really just want to play. Oh, Ray. So you didn't watch the event, right?
No.
You just so what these mad lads did, okay? At the very beginning of the event, uh, the first thing that pops up on the screen is the Rockstar logo. Just the
Okay.
Rockstar logo. And I guarantee you, every person watching the event,
GTA 6.
yes. Because why wouldn't we? What else would it be? Another Red Dead? No way. Bully
And it
2?
just came
Not
out.
gonna happen. It had to be GTA 6. And everyone lost their minds, and then 2 seconds later, it was GTA 5 on PS5, and, they lied to us basically, you know? All they did
False
was lie.
promises created
They
in
have
your
all
head.
these I have a question for you, Ray. I
Yeah,
don't
man.
care about GTA 5 in the slightest. I don't really care about GTA 6 in the slightest. Do you think they're gonna put out GTA 6 this generation? This entire generation, do you think GTA 6 will be a thing?
They would be stupid not to.
Even given how much money they're making from GTA 5?
I mean, yeah,
I mean, they've gotta be still making, like like, millions of dollars off of this GTA 5 game. I don't know if it's a good sign or not that I don't know if you saw this where they put it for free on the Epic Games Store.
you act like I get it for your Epic Games.
I don't know if that's a good sign or not, if it's like, "Oh, no, we need to revitalize the GTA 5 community."
GTA 5 is like it's not gonna die per
Yeah.
se. Like Arc went free on Epic this week.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and Arc's been out for like years, dude.
Yeah,
It's
a
only
long
because it's
time.
the 5th anniversary they put it for free on Epic.
I remember when Ark was, like, getting announced, and I thought it was gonna be, like, the biggest game ever. So I was like, "You got dinosaurs? You gonna ride dinosaurs?"
To me, I still love Arc. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it. I like the
Yeah,
idea of what Arc stands for. It's Minecraft with dinosaurs, and you
it
can
is,
get
yeah.
like super cool dinos, and now they got more cool stuff than that.
Reminds me of, 7 Days to Die. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Y- Yes,
Okay.
like Arc could be like very much the single player experience in Arc. You could spend hours playing the single player Arc,
Mhm.
or you could play on modded servers and get things done real quick. For
Yeah.
modded servers, because I'm not gonna spend like a day trying to tame this T Rex, dude.
Yeah, it's, definitely a lot.
I'm rather
Um,
than spend 30 minutes trying to get that T Rex.
yeah, I mean,
Feel
and
me?
then you gotta get, like, all the equipment for it and stuff, and it's just a whole
Like you
thing.
should already have the saddle and everything, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Um, so last thing, Ray, unless you have anything else to add there. Um, what do you think of the design for the PlayStation?
Looking like Seto Kaiba walked out of the
Yeah,
store.
yeah, yeah, I saw that. I saw someone, Photoshop that today, I thought that was funny.
I saw the Seto Kaiba edits. I saw the router edits.
Yeah. Router, I think,
I saw the
is the
saw
most
the
popular
JoJo
one.
ones, the JoJo edits
Mhm.
with them using PS5 as the stand for Josuke in Part 4, and then using the Xbox for his hair. I was
So
like,
stupid.
yeah, man, we real vibe right here. That's a vibe. It
Yeah,
looks
I think
clean.
it
I do think it
does.
looks clean. Uh, my other thing I'm gonna say right now, if that thing is anything like $600 plus, dude, I am not getting that on release.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, I saw this great meme the other day. I don't remember what the source was, but it was, 2 people, like, staring each other down or whatever. It was like a GIF, right? Moving picture, as they say. And it was 2 people staring each other down super intently, and the the caption was basically Microsoft and Sony waiting for the other to reveal their price because neither of them have done it yet. And yeah, I think that's going to be a huge factor as to how much these actually cost. But I think 600 is a lot,
Mhm.
you know?
That's like the maximum, dude,
Yeah, I
without
mean,
like becoming crazy.
I'm hopeful that if they do make it 600, that the discless one will be I mean, the
Less.
discless one is going to be less. That's the whole
Yeah.
point of it.
If it's gonna be 600, I hope it's the one that takes discs to be 600.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll probably go with the digital one anyway because I don't really use discs.
My brother said, "Oh, I'm gonna buy physical." I'm like, "What's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah,
Discless, dude.
or you can
Disc."
just go to the store and or the PSN store and buy games from your couch, you know? Much, much better. Don't have to go outside, outside you get, like, sunburns and stuff. Uh,
You know?
don't really want that.
Yeah, man. I walk outside these days and like I start feeling itchy,
Yeah,
hot.
mhm.
Like
Sometimes
I'm
I
about to.
fall and sometimes I fall and I can't get up, it's tough.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine. I think that all the memes about it are just free promotion, free publicity, you know what I mean? Free
yeah. It's
advertising.
it's doing good. It's not like the okay. So Xbox stands and PS5 stands are all fighting like console wars. I'm gonna hit it right now. I just want to play good games.
Yeah, I mean, I think console wars at this point are so stupid,
Like
you
I
know?
just want to game. That's it.
I think that if there's actually anyone out there, like, for real, who wants to buy a PlayStation 5, but doesn't because they don't like how it looks is crazy. You're insane, you know?
In my opinion on console wars is very simple. You should buy whatever console your friends, if you have any, play on,
Yeah.
because therefore you are more inclined to play with your friends.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
You don't want to buy something that'd be like, oh, my friends don't have this, so then you
Mhm.
can't play with them. It's a waste.
I just think that at this point it is, if you're kind of on the fence over which one, you know? I think right now it's kinda tough to not go with PlayStation because they have so many good games. And
Like, look at the
Xbox
exclusives. If you see
yeah.
what exclusive you like, just follow that, and you're all set.
And the craziest part about this is, like, 90% of all the games they showed 2 days ago was within the first year of its life,
Hmm.
So, like, if that's the first year, imagine what's gonna come out in the next, what, like, 6, 7 years, whatever it is.
And people are saying also that Nintendo should release their new console. I'm like, the Switch is like, I was about, it's kind of young, but I'm like, but is it though? I was like,
Yeah, I mean, what is it? It's probably, like, 4
yeah,
4 I
4 years, dude.
mean,
And
I
they
don't think
just
they're gonna
released like they just released a new version of the Switch. So maybe they're gonna release another version. So that's like about
yeah.
it.
I think people are waiting for like, Max or, like, just, like, the upgraded version, like, maybe, I don't know, like faster, more, better
Better.
internals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cause like, their last update was that. I mean, I think the screen was better and the battery life was better, right?
I believe so.
Um,
Or it may have just been battery life, but they
might have
definitely
just been
doubled
battery
the life.
life, yeah.
That's the thing though. It's true. They doubled the life. I'm like, that's okay.
And they
They
also
doubled
have
the life.
the Lite, right? Isn't that what it's called? Switch Lite?
The Switch Lite, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, if what people are asking for is, like, a brand new a brand new Nintendo console, we're not getting that for at least a few years.
Definitely not. Like they've already
Yeah.
announced like so much things coming out for this, and the Switch is not even really dead yet.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
Like I mean, we're getting our second like revitalization of Smash. Breath of the Wild's coming out. Metroid's coming out.
Mhm.
This is what it needs right now.
A new Mario game, hopefully.
Mhm. Well, new
Odyssey
3D
2.
Mario. New 3D Mario.
Yeah.
2D Mario's already got. They got Mario Maker 2's got to unlock with that update. There's no need to release a 2D Mario game until like the next system.
Yeah. Aren't there other big games coming out for that soon?
What?
I mean, we have, Paper Mario comes
Paper
out in,
Mario,
like, a
Origami
couple
Kid coming out.
weeks, right? W was there, like, a couple more, like, really big games that are supposed to be coming out in the next, like, year or 2 for Switch?
I wanna say there's supposed to be a new Fire Emblem, but I'm not
New
sure
Fire Emblem? Mm.
because, like, usually Fire Emblem releases, like, 2, I'd say, per console. They did, like, 2 for the DS, they done, like, 2 or 3 for the Game Boy.
They have, Bravely Second, right?
Yeah.
That's coming out soon as well.
Yeah, you know, my JRPG hand is always be like,
Yeah.
"Cop that, cop this,
Uh, I closed my phone. I don't have
I got the list up on the list. So, on the list right now, we can do Kaguya Love is War, Pirates of the Caribbean 1. No, that's it, we're gonna go with Pirates, okay? How's that? Pirates of the Caribbean 1. We took that out under you. Crazy.
we can do Pirates.
Yeah, let's do Pirates.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tyler? What do you think?
Um,
What do you think?
I thought it was, good.
Okay.
Your, just a heads up, your camera going crazy again. Just wanna let you know. Um, yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. I think the last time I watched it was, like, many, many years ago.
Yeah, it's something that, like, you have to understand that this started making pirates cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, pirates weren't cool before this movie. No one wanted
I
to be a pirate in Halloween before this movie came out.
Sure, yeah. I think one of the most impressive things about this movie to me was the fight scenes.
The choreography was done spectacularly
Yeah, that fight between Jack and Will
in the opening.
in the,
Well, yes.
in the, like, blacksmith area,
Yeah,
that was crazy how they were able to do that. I mean, the way they use their environment, you know, the, like, seesaw type thing
yeah,
that they had, that was nuts, and then when they got launched up into the ceiling, into little rafters, that was nuts, and, you know, them, like, fighting in between all the swords, you know,
yeah,
that was, like, a really good fight scene. I couldn't imagine it was actually gonna be that good.
yeah. No, choreography is well thought out. That fight does a lot more. It shows you, the intentions of the characters. It
Mhm.
hints at what their futures hold. It hints at Jack knowing his father. He's like, "Do you look familiar? Have I threatened you
Yeah,
before?" It shows both of them are skilled at what they do. Will's a little bit more skilled. Obviously, he wins the fight, but he loses
yeah,
ultimately. Uh, it shows that like basically Jack will do anything
mhm,
to win. He's playing it, and then like go into later stuff. Other fights are pretty good. Uh, you basically have essentially I guess four main settings. I think you have where they are, where they start. I don't know where they start at. You have Tortuga. You have Isla de Muerta, and then you have the ships. Really,
mhm,
like your main, or
yeah,
like sea. Those are your main settings for the. You're going to be going through each of them.
yeah, yeah, the little, like, set pieces and stuff. Uh, I had a joke from the movie and I forgot it. Yeah,
Pop it.
I don't know what that's from. What is that?
That's what the guy says every time he sees Elizabeth. Pop
Oh,
it.
okay.
His name's
Um,
Fintel, by the way,
okay.
for the hardcore fans out there. They were like, "Are you a hardcore fan?" Almost hardcore fan. I've only read one of the novels, by the way. Some of the comic
Oh,
series.
how was it? How are they?
They're decent. They're not bad. but like the first movie is really like the ultimate star. It's like, ooh, so good. This is the entire reason why.
I think the only, like, really bad thing or, like, it's not really bad, but really the only bad thing is, the CGI wasn't great for
When did that
those,
come out? Like 2000, what,
it was like,
2001 or 2003?
I think it was like '05.
Oh, 05 the movie came out?
Yeah, I
Crazy.
think. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Early 2000s definitely, we'll say.
to that point, yeah, I mean, I wasn't, like, shocked. It didn't look amazing. I was like, "Oh, for 15 plus years ago, it looks pretty good." But for now, all the, like, dead guys, when they're in the
Mhm.
moonlight and stuff, looks very much like a video game. It
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
no,
I'm not talking about, like, PS5 SSD Unreal Engine 5 video
we're
game, you
talking
know what I
like this
mean?
is like PS2 graphics right here.
Yeah.
No, PS3, let's be a little generous. PS3 graphics, it wasn't
Mhm.
PS2. PS3
Yeah.
graphics.
PS2 would be, like, uh, all, like, polygonal and stuff.
Yeah, the PS3 graphics, like, this is like, but to be fair, coming out that early and having PS3 graphics ahead of its time.
Yeah. I mean, the PS3 came out in, like '07, '08, something like that?
Yeah. So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
ahead of it. The film studios ahead of their time.
Um, I think that, he has one of the best entrances I've ever seen.
Just sinking.
The yeah, when his ship was sinking and he was just climbing up the mast and was able to just perfectly land on the dock. I thought that was really, really cool. Um, he just loves being a pirate. He's just all about that life. He's super respectful of it. Um, I like how self-aware he is about that when he was in that fight scene with Will in the blacksmith area. Um, he like throws sand at
Mhm.
Will's face, and Will is like, "You cheated. You can't do that." And he was like, "I'm a pirate. Like, I don't know what you expected." And I just thought it was good, like more building his character of. I mean, he is a pirate. I don't. He's going to do these things, and he's fine with them. This isn't your typical protagonist where they're gonna change at the end and do the right thing. Because even at the end, when he ends up saving Will and Elizabeth and all that, it was still very much for selfish reasons, you
Yeah,
know?
no, it's definitely just to, like, get his ship back. He just wants that ship.
Yeah.
"This is my ship, so I'm taking this."
Mm.
It's definitely, like, all that. Yep.
Even when he was giving his big speech to Barbossa, right? That's his name?
Yep, Barbaros, yep.
Um,
Which speech are we
and
talking about? The speak the private speech where he's on the ship, or which one is it?
at the very end when they're in the cave and they
Okay,
had Will tied up and they were gonna, like, kill him for the curse or whatever,
okay.
he was giving a speech and, being like, "Oh, this is what you should do. This is why you should come with me." Talking to Barbossa, being like, "Okay, here's the plan. There's a bunch of ships out there. Uh, you do it my way. You'll go from captain to commander, right? Isn't that something? Commander Barbossa, you got your whole fleet, you know. All
Like
I'd
a
ask for in
Commodore.
oh, Commodore? Yeah, yeah. Um, and all I ask for is, you're gonna have all those amazing ships. What are you gonna do with the Black Pearl? You might as well just give me the Black Pearl, and I'll sail under your wings or whatever. So even in that moment where, he was building the plan, that was the big callback to Will when he was like, don't do anything stupid, go for the right opportunity and stuff. He was still building his plan to get one over on Barbossa and, steal all his stuff. He was
Mhm.
still thinking about himself and the Black Pearl, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like, Jack's end goal is the pearl no matter what, the
yeah,
entire movie.
no matter what. It is called like the Curse of the Black Pearl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what makes sense.
And to be
That
honest, the Black Pearl's not cursed. It's just the crew.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because of like what they did or whatever, right?
Yeah. With the Aztec code.
Mhm. What was the other thing? Black Pearl. Okay, so that twist in the end, which I don't know if it was foreshadowed any at all or not. I don't know if you'll be able to tell me that, but
Mhm.
with uh, it being revealed that he was also cursed, Jack, when he gets pushed
Oh,
into the
okay,
moonlight.
so, like, Jack was never actually cursed.
He wasn't?
No. He became cursed the moment he slipped, a coin into his hand.
Oh, okay.
So, like, when he's talking, like, when he's saying, like, "Every last one,"
Yeah,
like, they gotta find the opportunity when during that moment, he's picking up the coins and dropping them in, he palms a coin.
yeah, okay, see,
So
I saw that, but in my mind, I thought that the one that he took was the medallion.
mm,
I just I just figured that was him trying to do some sleight of hand on Barbossa, steal the medallion, that way later I can use it. But no, I guess if it is a coin, that makes sense of why he was cursed, 'cause,
yeah, he palms the coin
he
so he
took
could
it.
get the curse.
Yeah, okay.
So he intentionally cursed himself towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's, a lot more clever than I thought he was.
Yeah. This is why this iteration of Jack is also much more, I guess, better because you don't know
Mhm.
exactly what he's doing. Everything he's like the Joker in the Dark Knight, the theories, where
Sure.
every movie makes is calculated. Nothing is left overturned when he does anything.
Yeah, 'cause I remember, some later films, I feel like they kinda just make him out to be more of just this, like, drunk, like
Who happens to get lucky.
yeah, yeah, this, like, crazy, like, savant who just stumbles into success. Whereas, yeah,
This
I
movie
think
more paints the narrative where he actually knows what he's doing. Everything is done
yeah, yeah,
respectably
yeah.
well.
He has a plan, and he's gonna stick to it. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yep. On the seal of approval, this gets the pirate seal
Oh,
of yes,
nice.
this movie's cool.
New seal, okay. How were, other movies in this
Oh gosh. Okay,
franchise?
so like you're gonna talk about the movies in this franchise now. Okay, so basically the original story goes from Pirates 1 to Pirates 3. So you get the first three films. Okay.
Okay.
Pirates 4, we could ignore Pirates 4. We could observe Pirates 4.
Alright. Sure.
So Pirates 4 is like on Stranger Tides. That's like Blackbeard and dealing with the Fountain
Mm,
of Youth. That movie, okay. So Pirates 5 is gonna be Dead Men Tell No
mm,
Tales. That's Pirates 5 is essentially a soft remake of Pirates 1 with a different cast and crew for the most part,
okay.
where it's the similar idea of a cursed crew under a captain who just wants revenge against Jack.
I saw the other day that they're in plans to make a Pirate 6.
They did hint at Pirates 6 and Pirates 5,
Yeah.
so I'm not surprised. But I would never. The failure of the films is that they focus on Jack.
Okay.
You shouldn't focus on Jack. Jack does his best power, at least by observing the first film, by being a character who is supporting, yet always
Yeah.
around,
Mhm.
always like doing his own thing.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
the main character of like interest.
Yeah, he's kinda pulling the strings of the plot, basically,
Mhm,
you know? Yeah, he doesn't have to be the centerpiece. I mean, it's tough, I mean, because, I mean, 1, it is Johnny Depp, and 2,
mhm,
people just fell in love with the character, so I guess, the studio was just like, "Oh, well, he's the one, like, he's like, you gotta."
mhm.
I think it's a similar situation with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, except that I think makes more sense, and it works a lot better.
Because Iron Man's the main character.
Mhm,
Again, I told you when you watch Pirates, you have to understand the main character is never really Johnny Depp or Jack Sparrow. It's always going to be Elizabeth and Will.
mhm. Yeah.
The movie starts you with them, and they end you with them.
Yeah, it does, yeah. These movies, though, make a lot of money.
They do make a lot of money, and Johnny Depp, because as long as he's in a movie, they know he's going to play this character. It sells a lot of money.
Yeah, it does.
Fun fact: the first movie in the franchise is the second lowest in the franchise for sales.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Or is it the lowest? I think it's the lowest actually. No, is it the second lowest or the third? I think it's the second lowest. It's near the bottom of the list of sales.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, you're starting a new franchise.
Mhm.
People aren't sure of how it's gonna be.
But yeah, the movie's pretty great, and if anyone actually wants to watch the movies, I recommend watching just the first three and enjoying that. If you want to watch the other two, the four and five, go ahead at your own discretion. They're not bad movies per se. Like they're not like it's awful. They're decent movies, but they're not as good as they could be. You'll understand that as you watch them. You're like, this movie could be so much more, but it just isn't because it's just focusing on different things, or it doesn't have the same strengths as like these other movies had. The first three at least still follow Will and Elizabeth and their story, but then past that, you don't really get anything else. You have new characters for it, you get new characters for five. The only character that really stays, or three characters really, that stay between the films are going to be Barbosa, Jack, and Gibbs.
I think that there's a lot of franchises that kinda suffer from, the same thing that Pirates does, where when I think of Pirates, I think of Transformers as well, where I think that the Transformers movies could be so much better, but they try to do too much, and they focus on the wrong characters, you know?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were
Uh,
praising Bumblebee.
yeah, yeah, I heard Bumblebee was really good, but, like, really good relatively, where
Mm-hmm.
it's still not quite there as, like, a good movie, you know what I mean? But
Mm,
it is probably the 2nd best movie in the entire franchise, behind, the first Transformers, which is probably the only good one, you know what I mean?
yeah. To be fair, after like getting Transformers 3, I haven't seen a Transformers movie.
Yeah, I don't think I saw Bumblebee or the 2 before that,
Yeah,
just 'cause I
but
was
that's
like, "Who
pretty well.
cares?"
I mean, I
Yeah.
saw Age of Extinction. I'm like, they're technically my favorite Transformers. I do like the dinosaur Transformers. I
Yeah.
forget what they're called, but people will say anything. Like,
Dinobots.
probably, but
Dinoformers.
definitely not that.
Oh, not that? Okay.
Okay. But they're
Yeah.
my favorite of the Transformers, and I didn't watch that movie because I knew it was gonna be bad. I was like,
Yeah, it's not a good track record they got over there.
yeah. And then, side note, you did you actually start One Piece or no?
No, no.
Okay, okay.
I was going to, I really
Mhm.
was. I just didn't have time. It kinda got to, like, the end of the week, and I was like, "I don't got time to do this." I will do it
Okay,
this week, though.
okay. I'm not trying to pressure you or anything. I just wanted to know because I know you texted me. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
all right.
Um, I closed my phone again. What's the other thing we got?
We need. Well, let's do JoJo's first. So I'm trying
Okay.
to do like the anime collectively, which is weird to say.
Okay, sure.
We should maybe say weathering for you with that, weathering with you for that, but like it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Okay,
JoJo's, right? Part 7, so spoilers for,
okay.
I'm up to dude, so quick, just sidetracking myself real quick. Your
Spoilers
camera
for JoJo's Part 7.
no, no, no. Yeah, your camera
Oh,
has
me?
been no, no,
Let
no,
me.
no, 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 wait, wait, hold on, before you do anything. Your camera has been crazy the past, like, 10 minutes, right? And I've just left it, right? I don't care. And then just now it came back, and we're good.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes with you, most time you're fine, but then sometimes like you stay still, and then I was like, and you're back.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just now you're frozen again, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Um
it's fine, right? We're good.
Audio's still there, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, man.
So JoJo's,
Okay,
right?
go
I'm
ahead.
up
Right.
to maybe like 60, right?
Okay. So like two
Uh
thirds, we'll say.
yeah, man, I really want to finish it. I'm like I wish I could read it faster, you know.
There's
Uh
just so much pages. These
yeah, it's a
pages.
lot. Dude, there was like 3 chapters in a row that were like 30 pages and I was like this is crazy.
We,
This
we
is
can we, like we
yeah.
can make it. This can be done.
um so yeah, this morning I was trying to remember all the stuff that I read so far.
Well,
So
last time we left you, you were on
they
Scary Monsters. So what
yeah,
happens in Scary Monsters to where you are now?
yeah. So let's see, that's like dinosaur stuff, right?
Mhm.
So that's fuzzy. We know that he's a dinosaur dude, right?
Yeah, Dio's a Dino
And
boy.
yep, he is not with like the president and stuff. He's not like part of this like conglomerate that's like, hey, we got to get all these parts, right? He's not part of that clan over there. So, but I think he still wants them for some reason. Because then I know later on, jumping ahead, he does make a deal with the president and them.
Mm,
He will try and get the parts. I think he's also like trying to just like kill Gyro and Johnny
mhm.
just to make it easier.
Just wants to win that
Um,
race.
I don't remember what he wanted in return though. Like why he's doing this. Is it just like to win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so yeah, that's his whole thing. We also get some backstory to him.
Mhm,
We see that his brother was like better than. It's a very Sasuke Itachi relationship. Okay.
mhm.
Um, his brother's always better than him at everything, right? His dad like hates him because he sucks. And one day he makes a friend with a mouse. And he's like, "Oh man, it's a mouse. It's really cool. Maybe
Oh,
if it
you mean
talks."
Danny? Oh, Danny's so good, dude.
Yeah. And sometimes it talks. It's never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but it
We're talking
didn't
about
get there.
Johnny, by the way, if anyone wants to know, this is
Yeah,
Johnny we're
Johnny,
talking about.
Johnny. Yeah. Um, yeah. I get Johnny and Dio mixed up, especially when they do flashbacks, because they look very similar.
It doesn't help that they both grew up in Britain and have now moved to America, and they
They
both
both
were
wear blue.
jockeys,
They
and they
both wear
both were
blue.
they both
The
were jockeys
same
as
blue.
well.
It's the same blue.
And I
Why
think what
you
you
made
find out in
different
the backstory,
colors?
they both raced against each other previously as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like
Um,
they know each other from before. It's not their first
yeah,
time
like,
meeting.
that's the whole thing, right? Where it's like he gets second place. So why couldn't you get first place? And it's like, well, Dio is like a god. Um, so anyway, so like his brother is way better than everything. Got this mouse. Dad tells him to go kill it. Not gonna do that. Later on, we
Like
get
Danny,
the
negative for Danny, dude.
yeah, yeah. Later on, we get the whole thing where the mouse basically kills his brother, which is on paper that's kind of funny. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, then his dad hates him and stuff, and it's awful. He pushes him out, tells him to leave. Jumping way ahead, we get even more continuation of that, and I think this is just about where I left off. I think I got a little bit farther than this, but we get the person who uh can like take control of objects, and those objects then like go into you, and the only way to get them off is to like sacrifice something yourself. Or later on, Johnny realizes that you can just pour water on yourself and it gets rid of everything, which is very convenient. But yeah, the reason I bring that up is because uh, his like dad is like gets appeared in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, I wish it was you. I wish you died." He's like, "Oh, you're my dad. You're supposed to love me." And then he like kills his fake dad, and then he thinks he kills the stand user, but then the stand user pops up as something else, and it's like, "Oh, you didn't kill the stand user." But then the stand user is like, "You freed me because you killed me, but you didn't kill me." And I'm like, "That doesn't make any sense." But I guess he's good now. And then I don't remember what's after that. I don't know if I'm past that part. Um,
Alright, dude.
some other stuff is oh, okay. Or one of my favorite things that's happened so far. We see we're like in the snow, right?
Mhm.
And don't remember that dude's name, but he also has a steel ball, right?
Yeah.
But his is like orange, and it kind of looks like a fruit, like an exotic fruit, you know.
Mhm.
If you crack it open, it's probably like purple inside, you know.
Yeah, and then you realize he's
And
also sent from, like, Naples, I believe? Also sent.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Uh, and I don't think he cares about the corpse parts though, right? He's just trying to kill Gyro. uh,
He cares a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, like, because,
Because that
like,
was the reason
they
why he was sent. So
okay, okay, yeah,
sent
that
to like
makes sense.
watch Gyro and make sure he's like doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, then, like, he fights and you realize that his stuff, his steel balls are, like, version 2.0. They got, like, little satellites on them,
Mhm.
and, when they pop off, th it's, like, basically tiny steel balls that pop off, and if they hit you, your entire left side, just basically doesn't exist to you,
Yeah.
and not only your left side, the left side of everything in existence.
Mm.
Um, so that's a pretty OP power.
It numbs the entire definition of left.
Yeah, yeah, which is crazy. Um, I don't know if you can explain this to me, but the other dude, what's going on with him?
I think it's
What's
like a
his thing?
it's a defensive stand if I remember correctly. It's just like it's basically
Yeah,
just a suit of armor.
yeah, he just, like, kneels down and it's like, "Alright, this is my power." I'm like, "That's kinda lame. I don't know if I like that." It looks cool
Uh,
though.
it does look cool. My
Yeah,
brother's favorite was right after Dio, Dinosaur Dio. You see,
okay.
the real man's world,
I don't know what that is. What is that?
the guy in the house.
Yes, yeah, so yeah, there's that too. So, uh, that's a crazy power too. So, yeah, they were trying to go into the woods, figuring stuff out, uh, and, what's the other dude's name? Hot Pants, right? She's
Oh yeah,
there,
yeah.
and,
She's my favorite character. I like her
oh,
power the
she's
most.
great, yeah. It's like her stand is
I think Cream Starter is really good.
mhm, yeah, yeah, 'cause her stand is like she has like a flesh gun basically, which is
Mhm.
crazy, really cool. So yeah, they kinda meet up and they're like, "Man, we've been walking around here for like 30 minutes. This is insane." And, they meet up with yeah, the dude. I don't remember the dude's name, but his stand is insane. He's got this, like, watch, and when he clicks it, he can go back in time 6 seconds,
Yeah.
and, I guess that's how he does it. When you're trying to leave his place, he reverses time 6 seconds, and then he, like, makes you change direction. I know the kinda biggest way that he messed with Gyro and Johnny was that Gyro and Johnny were like, "I got it. I'm gonna mark trees,"
Mhm.
and then, well, no. But with his thing, he'll make you go back 6 seconds and then make you think that, you didn't mark the tree yet, but now you're mark
Mhm.
you so the tree you think you're marking is a different tree. So now there's multiple trees marked. And I
Mhm.
remember there was a conversation between Johnny and Gyro, and Gyro was like, "What are you doing? You're only supposed to mark one tree." And it cuts out to a panel, and there's like 7 trees marked. And he's like, "Listen, Gyro, I only marked one. I don't know what's going on." I thought that was good. Um, I didn't know how they were gonna beat him. So I was like, time travel is a very delicate thing, right? Whenever it's
Mhm.
in media, it's like, how do you beat time travel? But they do it. How do they do it? They're trying to brute force it, not working. He just, they almost kill him, and then he clicks the thing, goes back 6 seconds, right? Um, oh, your camera's back. That's cool.
Hey, let's go.
Um, how do you remember how they kill him?
I think it's like a pseudo brute force where like they just know they keep doing the situation over and over again, and then they have an idea of what's happening.
Sure, yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
And I
Yeah.
think Johnny just like realizes eventually, and then he starts remembering like, okay, this is back 6 seconds ago. So he tries to like formulate different ways of how he can go about it.
Mm-hmm.
He begins to I think become aware of what's happening. I don't
Yeah,
really
because
recall that.
I remember there was one thing in there where he kills him, well, almost kills him, and then he goes
Mhm.
back 6 seconds, and then it cuts back to Gyro, and he's like, "You just reversed time, didn't you?" And, so yeah, he's kinda being aware, and yeah, I guess he
Mhm.
just kinda learns the patterns and where to hit him exactly to make it, so he can't because that is the one thing that they had to do as, the writer had to do where, you know, he he can't just have the power to reverse time because that's literally unbeatable.
Mhm.
So, let's actually have a device that he has to click,
Mhm.
same thing as Thanos, where it's like he can't just have power. He has to close his fist, to activate the stones,
Yeah.
right? Um, so yeah, I guess they just kinda got him with that. But yeah, he was Really cool character, I liked him. I thought he was doing his job, you know? I thought he was a little crazy because Gyro and them were like, "Hey, we can just leave. Like, I don't wanna fight you. I just wanna get outta here." And
But
this
then,
dude was
he's working for the president though, so it's like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, yeah, he's like,
Mhm.
"Well, no, we're gonna fight. I wanna prove that I'm more powerful than you." And it's like, "Alright, man." You know? We don't need to go down this road. Um,
What
anything
do you think?
else?
This is Mr. Steele's wife.
Yeah, so Mr. Seal Lucy, right?
Yeah, Lucy. What was
Um,
it to her, dude?
she she's in over her head. I don't know what she's thinking. You know, it's
Lucy's one of the
great.
better characters.
You know, yeah, I like her. She's cool. Oh, okay, that reminds me of something else.
Mhm,
But yeah, I like her devotion, you
mhm,
know, and she's very resourceful. You know, the way she's able to kind of, you know, she is listening in on the president. She's able to read mouths, which is
mhm.
very a very weird skill to have, but it definitely helps her in that moment. Um, but yeah, the thing I thought of was she sneaks into uh, the president's place or whatever, and I forget what she's doing there. Why does she sneak in? I think it says they were gonna do something to Mountain. No, because Mountain Tim comes in later to save her. I don't remember why she snuck into the president's place. The first time she did it, because the second time she did it was after she already got, like, the eye, and then she had the help of Hot Pants to turn her into that other woman, the
Oh,
president's
yeah.
wife,
Yes,
you
the
know?
seduce.
Yeah. Um, I was reading that and I was like, "Where is this going? What do we this
It
manga
was
has
so big brain though.
completely changed." Yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a big brain moment where it's like,
Um,
just 'cause, like, she doesn't have any stand powers, let's make her actually, like, a character that actually, willing to put it on the line right now.
yeah,
She's not like
yeah.
anyone else, she's a normal person, and she's willing to do it to protect her, like,
Um,
saving figure. It's good. Pretty good.
yeah. That also stand power or whatever that dude has where he, like, blows objects up into, like, balloons.
Mhm,
That was wild. And they finally smelled her, right? They're like, "It's her. She's the one who did the thing.
mhm.
Trying to find her, right?" And they start, like, going into her body. I'm like, "Oh, no, she's gonna die. This is it. We're done for." And then she, like, uses some of the flesh stuff to, like, put it onto the president's wife. And then this is crazy. It's a little bit of a plot armor, I feel like. But after they realize the scent isn't Lucy. I mean, even though it is, you know, they were 100% right in their noses. And they move on to the president's wife, who's now being just entrapped, you know, into this whole situation. Uh, the little balloon things don't bother at all with going into the president's wife's like arms or like stomach. They go right for the eyes, right through the brain. And I'm like, man, why didn't you do that with Lucy? Would have been over in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Why are you so much more brutal with the president's wife? Killed her immediately. You know? I just thought it was a waste of time. You could you know, alleviated the whole situation 10 minutes ago. And then Hot Pants like almost. I think she almost dies. I don't think she
Yeah,
does die.
Hot Pants should be alive.
But she got messed up. Both her arms, like, got chopped off. That
Hot
was
Pants is
crazy.
great, dude. I love Hot Pants. My favorite character.
Um,
Well, my favorite stand user. My favorite character.
yeah.
Favorite stand.
Um,
Even
yeah.
characters like Johnny Gyro, dude, they're too good.
Yeah, they're good. Definitely good. And yeah, when that was another, I remember you mentioning, what was it? Pico Loco, right? That's
Yo,
his
Poco
name?
Loco, yeah.
Poco Loco?
Mhm.
When they were back
Yeah.
to the whole ice, snow area. Um, oh, that's another thing. Okay, I got something else I remembered. Uh, but back when they were in, like, the snow stuff, there was a lake, right? And Johnny and Jai were doing all the math. They're like Lewis and Clark, you know? Like, "Man, we gotta get over here," but, like, it's not thick enough, you know, it's like just on the cusp of being thick enough for us to cross with our horses, and then, Gyro, you know, he paid attention in history class. He was like, the natives or whatever, they put logs underneath the lake. That way, if you would cross over the logs, you know, it would be more stable, you can go through. And then it cuts to Poco Loco, he's just running across the lake with not a care in the world. Like, he's just going with his horse. And Johnny and Gyro were like, "He must have found he must have found the log bridge." And it turns out later on, we realized Poco Loco did not find the log bridge, he just went, you know, he's just going with his little, uh, you know, his little demon sack boy he's got,
Mhm.
and they're just going for it, you know?
Yeah, man.
I just thought that was, you know, added to Poco Loco's character, where no, he didn't find the bridge. He doesn't care, he's just trusting the, you know, little spirit he's got with him.
Mm.
Um, that was another thing, I already forgot it. Yeah, it's gone, it's over.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thoughts on it so far? Your
yeah,
enjoyment?
yeah, it's good. It's definitely good.
Like, is it something that you thought like JoJo's would ever be to you like this?
No, no. I mean, whenever I thought of JoJo's, right?
Mm,
I mean, I already talked about this last time, but when I thought of
mhm,
JoJo, I thought it was a meme, you know?
mhm,
Like, I thought it was good, you know, me never watching it. I thought it'd be good,
mhm.
but it's kind of like how I view Gintama, where I'm like, I
Okay.
don't know how good Gintama is, but I'm sure it's good enough for people to like it, you know, because
Gintama's
people
like one
do
of the
like
top
it.
comedy series. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Gintama's like one of the shows where like they I can relate it a little bit with say like we'll say The Simpsons where like there's an episode for like a lot of different things.
Mhm.
Different episodes for like different things and they like reference a bunch of stuff. And it's pretty like meta with how it has its comedy sometimes. It knows what it's doing. In
Yeah.
Gintama like that.
Uh, yeah, but JoJo's is good. I think the biggest hindrance to me watching this or reading this, it's just, you know, the whole Western style just isn't my
Mhm,
thing. But other than that, I mean, it's a
mhm,
good story, great characters. Every new stand ability that gets introduced is always interesting, you know. Uh, you know, I don't know, we're just blown away at like how they can make a new power and it be like kind of something I've never seen before, but like, you know, and like almost every single power seems overpowered,
mhm,
but it's still really good and, like, well written, and it makes sense, you know, like, uh, our dude, our orange steel ball dude seems like, man, he can just destroy the left half of existence anytime he wants, and I was reading that, and I was like, "How are they gonna beat him?" You know? Like, they are incapacitated. Oh, that was another thing with the whole scene, right, when they were fighting him,
mhm,
when he would destroy the left half of existence from their minds,
mhm,
Johnny and Gyro couldn't use the golden rectangle anymore because they physically couldn't see it. One, because they were in like a snow area, so there wasn't really a lot of nature around for them to take reference of. But then two, um, everything that might have had a golden rectangle, uh, it was destroyed in their minds because of the whole left half thing. You know,
mhm.
uh, so yeah, it was a crazy fight, and that goes, you know, even further to how are they gonna beat him. I don't I remember them beating him by, like, oh, right, it snowed. That's how they beat him. It snowed, and then each snowflake had a golden rectangle that they could take reference from, and then that made, you know, Gyro with his ability, his steel ball was just stronger, with that extra boost. That's how they're able to beat him, but that other dude, the, like, defensive stand dude, he's still alive, I guess.
Yeah,
You know, we saw a thing with him on the ground being like, "I'll get my revenge," or whatever, you know, so he'll come back soon, I'm sure.
yeah.
Oh, okay. One last thing, I think this is probably the last thing that I remember. Uh, one of the coolest side characters I've ever seen was
Let's hear it. I think I know who it's gonna be.
the the girl in the tree. Is that the character you thought I was gonna say?
Wait, who?
Okay, the girl in the tree, she has this, like, ability, I guess, where, so Gyro and Johnny lost they're, like, dropping stuff in the river, right? And like, "Oh, man, yeah, don't do that. I dropped the ears in the river. We need the ears, we need the corpse ears." And they, like, followed it because they know around here somewhere there's more corpse parts, and she had them. They climbed to, like, this tree, and she was there. She was, like, playing with dolls, dolls that she made from, like, sticks and stones and stuff. And,
Mhm,
so her whole thing was she asked them, she was like, "Did you drop this or did you drop this?" And she held out, like, gold and diamonds, and then she held out, like, uh, Johnny's, like, knife or something, one of their actual possessions that they dropped.
mhm.
And, I guess the whole thing there was, she kept offering them choice A or choice B, and I guess if you chose the wrong thing out of greed, then you would then like, tree would eat you, basically. But Johnny and Gyro were very honest about what they dropped, and then if you're honest, then you get everything, so they got, like, the diamond and the gold anyway, as well as the corpse parts and everything. And then there was the whole ultimatum of, "Hey, you got all that stuff, you passed, you didn't get eaten by the tree, but if you don't use all this stuff by midnight, then
All
the
gonna
tree's
go
gonna
away.
eat you anyway." Yeah,
Mhm.
um, and, like, you have to use it, you can't just give it away, which is a big thing. But I really liked her character because I thought that whole it kinda reminded me of, those old, like, folk tales with, the troll under the bridge and the goats.
Mhm.
Goats have to cross the bridge, and there's some, like, stipulation. There's been a bunch many different versions, just like, the gingerbread man, there's been a bunch of different versions throughout history. But it kinda reminded me of that because it was very simple, of pick this or that. I'm just here, I'm doing my job. I'm almost like a, like, god of
Mhm.
this forest. Um, it was just cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
very a classic folks story. The
mhm.
classic, giving the option of, like, you can take what you said you had or this thing, and if you pick wrong, well, you die.
Yeah.
Mm,
Uh, it also introduced another kinda interesting stand power, which was, the, like, 11 people, and they can, like, jump between each other, I guess.
mhm.
I thought it was weird. I didn't I for, like, the first half of their fight, I didn't understand what was going on. But yeah, I guess they have a lot of, like, tattoos. They can jump
Mhm.
within each other's bodies, and that's how they don't die, I guess. But it was cool. It was a cool little arc they had there.
Good. Look, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, JoJo's is great. I'm hoping I don't know how much I'll be able to read, but I'm hoping maybe I can finish it by next time we record.
30 chapters, you
Uh,
already read 30 chapters to get up. You
yeah,
probably could. You've done 30 chapters a
it's
week every time, so
it's
most
close,
likely, you're pretty close to ending it. So,
At this point, I just wanna finish it, not because I don't like it, but I do wanna read something else?
yeah. I mean, let's be honest, like, Act Age got you real hyped. It's like
Dude, Act Age was good. I mean, it still is, it's still going on, but I still
mhm,
I haven't caught up yet? I was gonna
mhm.
do that, but I was like, "No, I gotta put all my time into JoJo so I can finish it." Um,
Thought I was done yawning, that was wrong, that was a lie.
uh, so yeah, I think, next we got, what's the next thing?
Love is War, dude, I don't know if
Love
you
is
actually did
War,
that.
yeah. So, I
You were
watched,
did you watch season 1, you said?
yeah, I finished
Or
season
did
1.
okay.
I found out I was 4 episodes in, so I watched the other 8 episodes,
Mm,
and, I like it. It's
mhm.
definitely something kind of more down my alley, you know?
Yeah, it's another
Um,
classic rom-com for Tyler,
yeah.
for the
Um,
boys.
I think I gave it, like, an 8,
Alright.
maybe? What was it? Um, Honestly, the ending of it, right? So, season 1, spoilers, I guess.
Season 1 spoilers,
Um,
chapter 45 spoilers,
yeah.
or I guess chapter 46? Go with it.
Um, the ending kinda bumped it up a little bit for me because I feel like the show as a whole, and I don't remember the first 4 episodes so well, so,
Mhm,
there's that. But I feel like the show as a whole is very episodic,
Yeah.
with the overarching of, you know, the main conflict, I guess, between our 2 characters, Kaguya and the president, who I don't remember his name is. Um, they're they're very literally treating their secret love for each other as war, as
Mhm.
a I'm gonna make you confess to me before I confess to you, basically.
Yeah.
Um, and I if it wasn't so episodic, I might have scored it a little bit higher just because 'cause I'm more so
Mhm.
into the whole, I don't know, more of like a constant story than, hijinks, I guess. But,
Mhm.
uh, I liked a bunch of their stuff. There was a lot of great moments. We have how do I explain it? When she got sick, right? And she was in bed, and it was
Mhm.
like, uh, uh, what is, the pink-haired girl's name?
Chica.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, she was like,
Or I guess Fujiwara? Was
yeah,
that what
yeah,
you go for?
yeah, yeah, that's the one I was going
Okay.
for. She was like, "Man, when, Kaguya gets sick, she's like a baby, right? She's just out of it. She, like, needs help with everything." And I thought that was great because then the president did eventually go over there and, like, help her and stuff, and then, she kind of, let loose some of her real feelings, right? And he didn't know what to do. He was confused. He was like, "I don't know
Okay.
how I'm supposed to feel about
I just remembered
this."
the joke for that episode.
What happened? Okay.
I just remembered the
Um,
joke for that episode with Hayasaka,
yeah.
where he's like, "I
Oh,
will not
yeah.
be here. I will leave
He's
you
like,
alone
"You."
for how many hours? This room
Uh,
is soundproof. No one can hear what happens
yeah,
outside of this room."
a lot of pressure, you know? Um, yeah, I just love
Mhm.
that. I love the kind of, uh so the ending, right, was great because so
Mhm.
I have a question about that, actually. So,
The fireworks.
she wasn't allowed to leave
Okay.
her her house because her dad didn't want her to?
It's a weird thing. They explain it as the story goes on, but it has to do with like her
Okay,
family's prestige and whatever, and like how
okay,
she's constantly monitored. Like it's the reputation of family, and like they want to keep it upheld to like a certain degree, and like so she's very sheltered. They don't really like have her
right,
out often. But they did the later they go more into it in detail in regards to that.
okay. So, yeah, with the whole fireworks thing, she really wanted to see the fireworks. She, of course, really wants to see the president, but just her friends in general, wanna go out and have a good time, because everyone's gonna be there. She recently discovered Twitter, and everyone's talking about it, which I thought was very nice, because that's definitely not her thing. But, and then, yeah, the other girl that was helping her or whatever, she, like, helped her escape, which I thought was great. It was a very, like, Mission Impossible moment where,
Hayasaka is my favorite character.
yeah, she's great. Uh, she was like, "Yeah, we can just leave, we can escape, we can get out of here." And, she's like, "How are we gonna do that? There's no way out of here." And then she cuts to her face, and a very smug face, and then it just has her leaving out of the window, basically.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, and then, yeah, we have, she has, like, a wig on,
Mhm.
which doesn't, I mean, yeah, I thought that was weird because she spoke to the maid or the
Mhm.
servant, or I don't know, the cleaning lady, whatever. I feel like if you're in a house like that, like,
Mhm.
doing work for these people, I feel like you would recognize that that wasn't her voice that just spoke to you, you know?
It, you
The
know,
the girl that lives here, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's fine, it was great either way. Um, and then a little bit later, we have her just not being able to find anyone. She's like, "I don't know how to get to you." We have that very frustrating moment as the audience of her and the president. Yeah. Th Yeah, yeah, just
Watching her
constantly, right? And it's like, if you just
just
turn your
dodge
head,
each other.
you you'll see. Um, but yeah, and then we finally get the moment where she is in the alley, which is not a very safe place to be. It's probably very dark, very damp in there, probably not a good environment. And, she's just crying. She's like, "Oh, I just wanna see the fireworks or whatever. I wanna see the president," I think she even says. President comes out of nowhere, you know,
Mhm.
and, very, very smooth of him, very, uncharacteristic of how he's been for these past 11 episodes. But he's just like, "Oh, then if you wanna see him, let's go see him," you know? Uh, and yeah, they just kinda meet up. It's great. All the friends are there. The fireworks, though, they already happened, so we're not gonna be able to see them. That's over. Except in the town over, they got delayed a little bit later, and on the ride in the taxi where all of them are, they see the fireworks going off in the distance out the window. Um, except she is not watching the fireworks. She's just looking at the president. She's looking at him, how he's great, how happy he is. I guess. Um, very appreciative of him actually finding her and like making her part of the group. You know.
Mhm.
Uh, and then even after
I
that,
think
I
my
feel
favorite
like
thing.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I'll say it afterwards. I'll say it afterwards. So you just
Okay.
continue with the episode. So continue. It's
Well, I'll
a
just
side
say
note.
that it's basically like I can think of this as the end, and then there's like the epilogue afterwards where uh
Yeah.
they're back, right? The next uh is this the next day or is this like the next
Could be a couple days
after
later.
a
It's like
couple
after
days?
the break. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just can't talk to each other because the president thinks that what he said was very
Corny.
yeah, very corny and she's gonna hate him for it. She, on the other hand, is just, like, completely fallen for him, so she's, like, super shy and super self-conscious about it, how she's never been before, and then that's kind of another example of, audience frustration where they keep going to talk to each other, and they walk past each other because uh, they just can't bring themselves to do it, I guess. Um, then they finally do, and then it's a miscommunication where, she says, uh at the fireworks or something, and then she pauses, and then the president accidentally hits her, with the broom, very, very light, very,
Mhm.
whatever, but then she says, uh, "That was painful," or something like that, and the president takes those 2 thoughts, and he
Meshes
thinks
it
that
together.
yeah, yeah, he thinks that she just said back at the fireworks, "That was painful," which is like and we get, like, Vietnam flashbacks. It's just very good, and then he runs away, and then she's like, "No, what are you doing?" And then the OP plays, or the ending, I mean,
Mhm.
plays, and then they're still running, and then, I don't know, it's like a boy versus girl thing, and then, yeah, they have the thing, like I said before, where, "I'm gonna make you confess before I do," or whatever,
Mhm.
and then that very, very simply sets up the next season, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, I'll talk light, I guess. I already talked slight spoilers for whatever I'm talking about. Everything I say maybe has some nuance to it. Uh, so specifically, I remember like the title of that episode is "I Can't Hear the Fireworks."
Yep.
So the entire time you're like, "Oh, I can't hear the fireworks," probably because she misses it or something, right? Like you're thinking as you're going through it, you're like, "Okay." Turns out she can't hear the fireworks because her heart beats like too much for her. She can't hear it over her own heart.
Oh, wow.
I think like it's very briefly mentioned where it's like I can't hear the fireworks over my heartbeat.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Very
That was, like,
subtle.
the best moment of her life.
Mhm. Yep. And one thing I will say that Kaguya does well is it's like unlike I guess like I think it tries to play both sides of having a rom com with like the episodic comedy.
Yeah.
It has that gradual character progression that seems very you're not gonna notice it until you keep going. That like all these bits they're doing is actually just slowly building it things upon things
Mhm.
that come into relevancy later. It's slowly building things up, and like you only notice it in like the large scheme where like this is actually like what makes these things happen. Like the choices that happen in these bits kind of force everything to come into fruition.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly like you said, yeah, like by themselves, it's just, like, a thing that happens. But, yeah,
Mhm.
when you put all of it into context, it's kind of all swelling up to then, have the whatever at the very end, the
Mhm.
payoff at the end, you know? Um, yeah,
And slight spoilers for season 2, the finale for season 2 is not about Kaguya or Shirogane.
okay,
It's not. It's not what the finale is about. If this finale was about the fireworks festival, the next finale is gonna be with the sports festival.
okay.
The author takes his time with developing when to exactly do things to characters as to not rush what's happening. Take certain things and make it happen on purpose to develop
Mhm.
them in a way that makes sense. To show like gradual character progression.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, like I assume that's just the nature of the show, right? Especially with it having all these little bits, in between, and that's how it's kinda building, building all everything.
In a way, it's almost like it's hitting that slice of life comedy, while at
Mhm.
the same time, it's like a potential backdrop for like an overarching narrative.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like, when their treasurer thought that
Ishigami, your boy,
yeah, thought that, Kaguya was going to kill him.
as
I thought that
always.
was funny. Yeah, because he found, like, some tickets or something, uh, and she was like, "I don't know what those are," and he just he's very perceptive. He was like, "Are these for you and the president?" And then even sometime later, he was, like, very candidly talking to her about the president and, like, how he thinks that she and him would make a good couple, and she just denies it. She's like, "No, I don't think of the president that way, I don't want that," basically. And he's like, "Oh, okay. I'll just go tell the president that you don't wanna, like, be with him, I guess." And then she grabs him, and she, like, pulls him over the couch, and she's like, "You will tell him no such thing." And so that was funny because yeah, she is, she's in this war, so she's never going to confess first, but she also doesn't want anyone to, you know, tell him the opposite, right? That was a
It's
good
a
move.
war, as in like they like each other, but they just want it to be like we don't like each other.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not like we
basically.
don't like each other. We want it to be known that it's an option. And
Yeah, it's the possibilities out there, you know?
if it happens to say yes, then you're just gonna go with it. But until then, it's not like a hard
Mhm.
no. It's fun. Uh, any small comment that I think I had one that I think I just threw it away.
And then, her, like, very severe training that she puts him through to, like,
Mhm.
pass the exams, you know?
Oh yeah.
Going through, like, physical
Yeah.
training, basically,
Mhm.
and he's just killing himself, right? And then it's
Yeah.
great because at the very end, you know, very much reminded me of Spy Family with,
Oh yeah.
what's the girl's name in
Anya.
Spy? Anya.
Mhm.
She doesn't do great, but she passes all of her tests, you know? So he's the same way where he passes all of them. He thanks her so much for, uh, all the studying and stuff, and she's not having it. She's, like, not happy at all. He's confused why, and she's like, "These scores are abysmal. They're not good. You just barely passed." And,
Mhm.
it changes his whole demeanor where he thought that was a good thing, because before this, he would have failed all of them easily. School isn't something he cares about at all. Um, but yeah, it just kinda adds to her character and how she treats school. The other aspect of that was
Like,
him trying or her trying to beat the president at school because he's, like, number 1 in everything. And so I don't know what her plan was there, if she thought that was gonna, like, impress him or something. But yeah.
yeah. It's like, I think something to like point at, and then this is like a reason why you can like see the differences between Kaguya and everyone else. Again, she's like the elite of the elite. President's just a
Mhm.
basic dude. He just got into the school.
Yeah.
He just works hard. That's what he does.
Mm.
He's just a hard worker. That's why he's there. That's why he's not where he is right now. You see
He's
his
like
house, and it's like he just chills at home
yeah.
with his family,
He's like,
mostly studying.
have you seen We Never Learn?
Yeah, man. Well, I haven't seen it. I've read it, but like, yeah,
Oh, sure.
I
He's
haven't
like the
I
main
haven't
character in
finished
that.
reading it. Yeah, man.
Mm.
Except not as a Chad. Not that much as a Chad.
Oh,
Maybe
sure.
less.
Yeah.
Narayuki is also known as Chadayuki in the context
Okay.
of We Never Learn because
Mm.
there's two seasons. And who's the best one We Never Learn? There's only one answer.
Oh, who's the best? Um, I honestly don't know.
The answer is teacher every time.
Who?
Teacher every time.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, sure. I can see why you say that. I don't know how popular of an answer that is.
It turns out it's actually the most popular answer.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Apparently, according to the manga, the character polls or whatever, I think she won every time.
Mm, okay. I didn't know that.
So it feels good to be on the winning side.
Feels good to be a winner.
It feels good to win.
What were we just talking about?
Kaguya.
Well, Love is War. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your basic boy president is like, I guess the epitome of like a normal person who got into the school.
Mhm.
Everyone is like some type of elite
Yeah.
outside of him. Like even Ishigami is like an elite. You know what I mean? He may not act like it.
Wait, what's the other girl then?
Or
The
Chika
no, 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 no.
or Hayasaka,
The first one. No, yeah, yeah, yeah. Her, yeah.
her maid, or the pink haired girl.
The pink-haired girl, yeah.
Yeah, she's like her parents are like diplomats.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
She like knows like 12 languages or whatever.
Mm, that's a lot.
She like feigns stupidity, which is like the funniest thing of all time. She exudes that aura of like not knowing anything, but she's actually like pulling all the strings
Mm,
because of her chaos factor.
yeah, yeah. She definitely has a chaos factor.
Yeah. Season 2 is out right now. I'm caught up, I think, except for today's episode because that just came out.
Mhm.
We'll be watching it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I'll have
I
to watch
do
the second season.
I do keep in touch with it. We may talk about that. But let's start with the other shows. We got Sing Yesterday for Me and Tower of God. So let's do Sing Yesterday for Me.
Sure. So going into these shows, right? Something I thought about today, and something maybe you should think about coming soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what next season is gonna be?
Okay, yeah.
Just to kind of throw that in there for you. I looked at Mal today, kind of going through some of the stuff. So uh, to figure out what we're gonna do after this because it's almost done. You know, it's close.
The Tower of God's almost done, dude. So we got to fix some for Tower of God
Hmm.
position,
Yep.
which may be a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So sing yesterday for me, right? Which is you know
Let's pull out. I'll pull up seasonal stuff. But yeah,
you already watched the episode a while
I did
ago.
watch the
So
episode last week.
so yeah. So basically, we're at the party, right? Everything's
We were at the
great.
party. Amen.
Um. Yeah. And Uzumi is doing his thing as he always does. And the couple there who lives
Amen.
there,
Of course.
they're both definitely trying to push Uzumi to like make some moves, right? Because they clearly see it. All of his photos, they all have Shinako in them. So it's like, man, this is clear. This is clear as day, right? On a sunny day with no clouds, you know. Looks like Tokyo after the Sunshine Girl left. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And the one lady gives him back the necklace to give to her, to give for Uzumi to give to Shinako, and, I don't think anything eventful happens at the party, I think it's just whatever. It's just kind
Yeah,
of
they're just chilling, hanging out,
yeah,
having a fun
it's kinda
time.
there as a scene to go into the next one, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, you know how many times I laughed out loud, right? Because of how we've talked about this show, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Every time it cuts to Nonaka, I just laugh because because the first shot we see her in this episode,
Oh
she's
god.
just riding on her bike in the dark, and I'm just like, "She
She's
looks so
going to
sad,"
she's so sad. Being
and
Haru is suffering.
I was like in that moment, I was like, "She's definitely gonna kill herself by the time the show ends because it's just not a good time." And then
It feels awful to
later
laugh about it, but it's a fictional
yeah,
character, so it's not that bad.
yeah, yeah, um, and the next time we see her well, no. Well, okay, the next time we see her, not as
She's at her
important.
job,
She's back at the cafe, she's talking to
and her
her
boss has, like,
coworker.
romance problems or whatever.
Yeah, 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 it's whatever. I'm sure it's, like, symbolism for whatever's going on in her
Mhm.
life. I don't think it's important though, because then the next time we see her, she's sitting outside Uzumi's apartment on the ground.
He's like, "What are you doing here? Leave."
She's um, she's like, "I
"I
brought you a
never
gift."
loved you."
I mean, he was kinda cold to her, I feel like,
Mhm.
and I think it does have to do with Shinako because, yeah, he does kind of say that, and then,
Like, "Why do you keep following me? I'm gonna call you the police and report you for stalking."
yeah, "You're outside of my door."
"I
Um,
thought we were friends. I only served you at the convenience store that one time.
uh,
Leave me alone."
he is nice to her by the end, though, where she, like, jumps up and hugs him, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Man, that was bold. That was a bold move."
She
Um,
needed it. She needs to
yeah,
try to get some points back.
and then he invites her into his home, and I'm like, "This I don't know where this is going. I don't know what's going on here." Like, make some food or tea or whatever, um, and then she's just, like, super happy about the situation, you know? It doesn't, like, lead anywhere really, but she's just, like, happy, and she says she is because, you know, "Oh, tonight's great. I got to
Talk to you.
talk to you, I got to give you bagels, I got to see the inside of your room. Everything's great. Couldn't ask for a better day." You know what I mean?
I see you have a shrine there to the traitor, so maybe we should burn the room down.
Yeah. Um, him with Shinako is great. He ends up giving her the necklace,
Yeah,
which I thought finally, you know, finally something happens.
and then they keep cutting to Haru in, like,
Yeah,
lonely New Year's time.
yeah,
It's like,
and,
"How's
like,
your New Year's, Haru?" "I spent it with my family." "How was yours?" "I don't know, I was with this really hot girl. She was with me."
I was with the girl that you're in war with. You know,
"She says she
nothing
may
major.
like me, but we're not sure, not yet." Like, "That's nice, that's nice." Like,
Yeah,
the
that
knife
was
is just getting closer to Haru, dude. It's like she's like,
tears are just
how do I make
yeah,
this not again?"
mhm. Um,
Oh, no.
but yeah, I mean, it's
No
great.
Rue, I think. This is like a Rue-less
Nah,
episode.
yeah, I don't think we saw him at all.
Mhm.
Um, and then, great scene later on where they're out drinking, they're all having a good time. They go back to her place, which is like, "Oh, man, that's, next step,"
And
right?
he actually goes for he actually stays.
He actually does, yeah. Well,
He actually invites me.
not for too long, though. He spills
Not
some
too long.
coffee, then
He's like, "I
he
gotta
goes up
go,
to
I gotta
leave.
leave."
Yeah,
She
um,
stops him. He initiates the hug.
yeah, and then he hugs her, and I was like, that's a weird response to what just
Well,
happened, but
I guess it's him
sure.
trying to be assertive.
Yeah, oh, yeah, because okay, great. She
Mhm,
asks him a question, she's like, "Is it because you're so nice that you just can't be assertive?" And to that, I was like,
mhm.
"Well, yeah, probably. It's probably that."
Mhm.
but then her other option was, or is it because of Haru? And then the look on his face, and like I couldn't read it quite well. His like lip quivers a little bit, and I was like, I don't know what that means. You know, I don't even think he is sure about how he feels towards Haru. You know?
In my opinion, I think
Um,
he thinks he's too old for Haru. But I mean,
yeah, yeah. Um,
he's like, "You're in high school. I don't think I really should be around children."
yeah. Um, but then it is like his niceness and his unassertiveness that makes it so he can't just come out and be like, all right, we have to stop. Like, I, I can't see you in the way that you want to see me. I guess
Mhm.
towards Haru. But then yeah, like you said, he initiates the hug. Very nice. She
That's assertive
mentions,
move.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She mentions something about her wanting to go slow, and him being like, all right, cool, we're going slow. I'm gonna go home. Uh,
Pop me some
and,
spaghetti. Get me the meatballs.
does anything else happen in the episode? I
No,
feel like
that's it.
that's pretty much
That's
everything.
the episode.
Okay,
Honestly, it felt shorter than other episodes,
it did. Yeah.
but that's because
Um,
things actually happened, so it just went by real
yeah,
quick.
I was literally just about to say that. Yeah, I think stuff actually happened. Whereas, like I said, last episode, I don't think anything really happened. This
I felt like
episode, it's
other
great.
episodes dragged on, dude.
Yeah.
When they were introducing characters, though, I felt the episodes were going by sort of quickly.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
I was like, yo, these characters kind of look cool. Then you realize, oh, they're only here for the one time thing, just to make other people feel jealous.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention to you, and I wasn't, because I felt like this is something you might appreciate. The ending was different.
Yeah, this is the thing I was talking about. And you're like, huh, I didn't notice it. No, that's because that was not the right episode. Because I saw this
Because it
episode earlier.
wasn't different.
It was not the right episode. It was
Yeah,
this
I saw this.
episode.
I
It
was like,
was
weird.
this one.
This ending is very different.
This one I was talking about where like this is no longer sad Haru ending. This is who knows who's gonna win ending. Who
Yeah,
knows? That's the ending we've hit right now.
I was
We've
gonna.
ascended.
I would say that we're in the end game, but we're not. We're really not.
We got like
We've a little bit
six,
farther to go.
8 episodes. 6 or 8 episodes. 8 episodes.
Yeah, this is episode 10.
8 episodes.
Yeah.
That feels good.
Yeah. I just feel so bad for Haru. You know what I mean?
She suffers, dude. Rue, at least he knows he's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like Haru thinks she has that sliver of hope, and that's the part that sucks. Thinking that you
Yeah.
can win.
I think that
She may win.
she could. She very well could.
Chinako can screw this up, dude.
I think that Shinako's doing everything in her power to try and maneuver this very delicately, with like her
Mhm,
going slow and her actually coming out and telling him about like being assertive, you know?
mhm,
Um in that moment when she's talking to him about Haru, she even mentions her own kind of struggles with this kind of relationship with her and Rue's brother, right? She's like,
mhm.
"Oh, I thought that, not getting over him would, do whatever, but I'm actually moving past it and stuff." And I don't know. I think that if she keeps going down this road, if she keeps, you know, finally accepting and moving past her past, and not letting that dictate everything, because I feel like that's where she's been so far.
Mhm.
Um, and her giving Uzumi a real chance and realizing that he might be the one you want to be with. Uh,
Little do
y-
they know, this also opens the Rue path.
yeah. Little do they know. Rue will remember this.
Little do
You
they
know.
know. This opens up the chance for Rue to actually come in and make a shot.
Yeah.
If she's moving past it, then Rue, you have your chance. This is your time to strike Rue.
Do you think it is in any way possible that this show ends with? You don't even know what I'm about to say. You have no idea.
Say it, dude.
Do you think it's any way possible? I don't think what I'm about to say is as funny as what you're thinking.
Say it, dude.
Okay. Okay. All I was gonna say was, do you think it's possible that it's gonna end with Rue being with Shinako and Haru being with Uzumi. Any way possible, because you talked about the whole, it's opened up the brew path. Do you think
It's
there's any
possible,
way?
dude. This
Yeah.
episode actually like it could work or it could not work. I mean, imagine
Yeah.
that like the con of it actually happening with Rue. You know what I mean? Like it could happen, but then what happens with Rue like halfway through, and it's like you just remind me of your brother. Rue would just never want to go through with anything else ever again. He'd
Yeah.
hear that and he'd shut down. He'd be like, "It's time to leave. I've done my job."
Yeah. Yeah, I think that for that to work, Shinako would authentically have to get over his brother.
Mhm,
And not just say it to kind of save his feelings and like, "Oh,
mhm,
wanna be friends," or whatever, right?
mhm.
Um, yeah.
She would. Yeah, you're right. She has to mean it
Mhm.
until she actually means. Like right now, we don't even know if she actually means it or not. She's trying to work that out herself.
Yeah. That's crazy that we're a little over halfway through, and she is still trying to figure out what's going on with herself, you know what I mean?
That's what makes this one spicy.
She is, like, the key to everything.
Yeah, yeah, she is. We're
She
really
sh
cracked it, dude.
she Yeah, she decides where everything lands in the end. The outcome of episode 18 is completely dependent on her,
Mhm.
you know?
Unless the writers decide to be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna jump off a bridge because you don't love me." No, hold on, Haru, I'll save you from jumping off, and then you fell and you exploded, and oh no, oh
When so, when you were just saying that, right?
god.
Okay, okay,
Let's go.
okay. So, I was just thinking of, you know, the entire gang, right? We're
Mhm.
here, I don't know, maybe, like, Haru called them all there, right?
Check out this real cool trick I can do. She calls the crow, and then she jumps off. Watch the crow carry me. Her coat just the crow just holds on to the coat, and her hands slide through.
Okay, so Haru calls them all there, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, no, what's going on?" She, like, makes excuses for the reason to gather them all there. And what I thought in my head, right, this isn't gonna happen, but it was just funny because I was thinking of what you were saying when, she jumps off, right? She gives a speech, whatever. She's accepted it. She has a smile on her face because that's the kinda character Haru would be, right?
Smiles on her face, tears rolling down her eyes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she jumps off, right? And everyone's shocked, like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" And then what made it funny in my head was going off what you were saying where Uzumi looks over and his reaction is, "Oh no, don't." Because she because he liked Shinako, so he's like
He's like, "What would I ever do?"
he he, like, very feebly, like,
Shinako,
puts out a
hold me,
hand.
please.
"Oh no."
It's like he gives the knife to Rue. Uzumi's actually the villain, dude.
He's the villain, yeah.
He just doesn't know it yet. He doesn't grow into this role.
Imagine being Uzumi at episode 1, right? And, like, you just got all these people in your life, these people coming back into your life, and just you don't know that in 18 episodes,
Mhm.
you're going to be the reason for 2 suicides. You know what I mean? You just don't realize it. It's gonna be sad whenever it happens because I feel like it will happen. I feel like something, you know what I mean? There isn't a theirs isn't a good outcome for this show, I feel like. I feel like we have gone on too long with, I don't know, with just, like, switching back and forth, all these feelings being thrown around. I feel like, the one thing missing from the show, and it'll probably come in the 3rd act, is just some
Mhm.
tragic event, you know what I mean? I don't know if it'll be anything as crazy as that, but I feel like there has to be some
It's gonna be
event.
Rue's graduation party. Meet with that
Yeah?
one.
Rue's graduation party?
He's going to art school, okay?
Okay, yeah,
It invites the bagel people there to get
sure,
bagels or coffee,
mhm,
you know? Like, Shinako's dating, Uozumi by this point, so they go together to the party. She's
mhm,
like, "I think it's okay to show this to Rue." It was not okay to show this to Rue.
mm.
Haru's there as well. She sees what's
Okay,
happening.
yeah. I like the idea of 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 Rue being like, "I think this will be okay to show this to Rue," and then, like, it, like, freezes, it goes black and white, and there's a narrator, like, Morgan Freeman is narrating, he's like, "This was not okay to show Haru."
Rue and Haru are both gonna, at least in our heads right now, it's really funny.
Yeah,
They're tragic, dude.
mhm.
I can't imagine any other way right now until something else happens in the story, which we can assume does happen.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, 8 episodes, that's, like, 4 hours, 3 hours,
That's enough
4
to
hours.
change the entire series, dude. Maybe we'll hit Mecca.
You know, if this show was made by Trigger, I would be expecting a turn like that, you know what I mean?
We'll hit Mecca, dude. It's happening. So maybe like they turn into like the sky.
It could happen, you know? There's no proof it won't happen.
You're right, dude. Well, that's
Uh,
fun.
so Tower of God, right? Episode, I don't know, like 11, something like that?
11.
Yeah. Um, so this was the episode where it seems like kind of the end, the little, setting up how the show's gonna end, right? Only 3 episodes left, including this one. Um, they are doing the administrator test, right?
Yeah, man. They
And
started the admin test.
they did.
A bunch of cool
Uh,
guys.
they have to, Rachel and Bam gotta get eaten by this monster. There's like 3 other separate monsters that are trying to stop it, I guess, try to, eat them themselves, I guess. And the task of all the other tower climbers are to make it so Bam and Rachel get eaten by the right monster. Okay, cool. That's
They
cool.
get spat back out. This one, they don't die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If they eat
Um,
anything else, they die. You
yeah.
pick your path.
And so yeah, they're all kind of doing a good job. They all got their posts. Oh, quick side note: Rack is back to normal. Rack.
Mhm.
There was no
He's big
explanation.
boy
It just
now.
happened. Um,
It
I
was a punishment.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing really crazy happens until we see the bull, who
Mhm.
was like this crazy monster. He's bipedal, which I didn't expect from the pictures. That kind of threw me off. Um, and yeah, he's just like really good. Anak and Dorsey, that's her name. They're
Yeah.
they're kind of doing good against him. They're not. They even had this very funny bet where they each give each other 5 minutes, and whoever kills them gets a reward. And Dorsey gets all 12 swords if she wins, and Anak gets Dorsey as a lifetime servant. So that seems disproportionate, but whatever. Um, and then the bull runs away. We're like, oh man, he's scared. He's frightened, but he's
You
really
got him
not.
good.
What happened?
You got him good. They were like,
Yeah,
yeah, man, we beat him to
he,
a pulp. He's a coward.
yeah, he sucks. Go run to your mom.
Shabisa be like, I am delicious.
Yeah, 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 he was trying uh, to get him away from the seal, right? 'Cause, like, "I
Mhm.
can't have him eating seals." And then he very instantly regretted that 'cause
I
this
am not
bull
delicious.
yeah, I'm not delicious. Yeah, um, yeah, and then, the bull just kinda turns up after that. He's really good, a lot better than he was. He knocks Dorsey out. Meanwhile, Anak is trying to find Dorsey and the bull, and then we see that other dude again, the dude in, like, the costume, it feels like.
Like the goat thing,
Yeah, yeah,
sheep
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
He makes quick work of Anak, like, not even a single chance, you know? He almost kills her, doesn't work though, because he's like, I'm not gonna kill you because that's a waste. So I'm gonna show you that I was actually controlling the bull the whole time, which was kind of foreshadowed when Coon was talking to that one girl on their team. She's a
Mhm,
very young girl, it looks like, and she can control animals to an extent.
mhm.
And he's like, "Could you control like the bull or something else?" He says, "One of the seals, maybe." He gives another example. It doesn't matter though. And she's like, "Nah, but a ranker probably could. Like they're powerful enough." So that was a little foreshadowing there.
Mhm.
Um, and then yeah, in that moment, I realized what they were doing. I was like, "Oh right, last episode we had that scene where the goat costume guy was talking to the director, and they both realized that they were kind of after the princesses, right? It's kind of what they were
Mhm.
after.
They're after the swords and they're after a knock.
Yeah, a knock. Yeah, yeah, because
Mhm.
she is a traitor, right, or an imposter or whatever.
A a threat to the tower. She wants revenge, so
Yeah,
she'll
yeah,
most
yeah.
likely go to try to go against the king.
Hmm. And he throws down the sword, the green April, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, man,
Green,
you're
yeah,
doing
green
so
April.
well. I'm proud.
What's the black one called?
Black March.
Black March. Okay, right. They're all months. That's yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I remember that.
And it's funny because it's a
Um,
13-month series, so I don't even know what the 13th sword is called. 'Cause what would be
yeah,
the 13th month? That's like
yeah.
you blow my mind,
Um,
boys.
and yeah, and there's basically like he's just betting on and Dorsey will kill a knock, basically. I don't think we get any thing after that though, like with that fight. I don't think we actually see them fight. I think that's the last we see of
No,
this episode.
that's what you get there.
Yeah.
We see a little bit more of Yuri and Evan again.
Who are those people?
The other princess and your boy Evan.
Okay. Yep, yep.
Yuri's back, and she's like I gotta get the sword. I gotta get my Black March.
Oh, yeah, yep, yep. Um, and then she just pushes him down off the cliff, which was funny. To
So yeah,
going.
you already know that like in the climax of the story, like they're gonna be there. It's
Oh
pretty,
yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah. They're kind of the
It,
like B plot of being like every like
yeah,
2 episodes, 3 episodes, we see them making their trek.
you know that like everyone knows who's watching this by now that they're gonna make it. They're gonna be there.
Yeah, yeah, they have to be.
But like how late
Um,
though?
right. Yeah, yeah. We don't know exactly when. Um, is there anything else big that happened? I mean, the
Parakill threw the spear at the goblins.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say their plan doesn't go exactly to plan, and now the goblins are chasing them. Um, I don't think we see any more of that. I think that's kind of where the
Oh,
plan
and
ends.
Laura is now awake now.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is he really?
Yeah, he's awake because the girl took his sleeping bag.
Oh, okay. I completely forgot about that.
He called her a kidnapper because she took
Mm.
the sleeping bag from him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. So he's awake
And
now. He's ready.
when he's awake, he knows it's about to
Yeah.
go down. You know.
Mhm.
Uh,
Uh, I like the duality though, where like on the bottom, like Bam and like Rachel are all happy. They're all like, "Yeah, man, can't wait. This is gonna be so great, so wonderful." On the top, it's like they're all freaking out. They're like,
yeah. Because Bam and Rachel don't know what's going on,
they
and then
can't see what's going on.
also
They can't see what's
they
going on under.
yeah, yeah, and then they also know that, "Oh, if we pass, like, it's great. Like, we're gonna be able to climb the tower, we're gonna have all our friends with us, like, it's great. Our reason for this whole thing is just, it's gonna get further by what we're doing now, and it's going great. There's the net's forming, that's a good sign.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, and then, even Rachel's, like, a little, not, like, confused, but she can't believe how happy he is and how kinda
Mhm.
carefree he is in this moment, she's like,
Like,
We're
he
about
doesn't
to be
understand it.
eaten."
He doesn't understand the danger of what he's in right now.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just
yeah.
knows he's just happy thinking that, like, he's the optimist in this case, or he's like,
Yeah.
"They're going to pass."
He's just like and he's just carefree. He's like, "Yeah, but I mean, this is the next step. Like, this is what we do. Like, we're trying to climb the tower, you know? And I'm the only one who can do this. I'm an irregular, you know?" Um, yeah, is there anything else? Anything else that happens this
No, that's an
episode?
episode. But
Yeah.
cannot wait for next 2 spicy episodes to come in. How great and wonderful they are.
I mean, yeah, this
I'm
this
especially excited for the finale.
this episode was called Part 1.
Yeah.
It's called Whatever, Whatever Part 1.
Yeah, final test or whatever.
Mhm.
Part 1.
That was also really cool to see too at the very beginning of the episode for it to come up like that and be final test. I was like, "Oh, man. It's crazy."
Yeah, because like, this is a test floor. This is how they climb the tower.
When the dude, right, he threw the spear, I
Yeah.
thought that was going to be Silent Guy.
Ooh,
He was gonna come out of nowhere because like, they threw it and they're like, "What's going on? What's happening?" And he's also a spear thrower, no? A spear
Hats?
bearer?
I think he's a scout.
He's a scout? Okay, never mind.
Mhm.
But yeah, the
Which is
but
like he's a scout, I guess, only due to mobility. He's just so fast.
okay. Yeah, but I thought that was gonna be the big turn of like, "Oh, no, he's back." And, he definitely has some sort of connection to Rachel. I mean,
Oh, you're talking about Silent Guy. Okay, yeah.
yeah, Silent Guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay, no, no. I thought you were talking about Hots, the other guy. No, no, that guy's definitely a spear bearer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, and,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know, he has some sort of connection to Rachel. I mean, of course, he was on the same team as Rachel, but, it might be
Mhm,
something deeper than that as well, we don't know. But yeah, maybe in that moment, he knows that the plane isn't going well, maybe Rachel's in danger or something,
mhm.
I don't know, but it wasn't him. I just thought it might be, when it happened.
Yeah, it's a shame
Oh,
those pair are
also,
killed.
we get some more, little more, like, suspicion from the
Mhm.
director. The other ranker, the one with the one who, the other
Leroro.
ranker, the one with the hat.
Leroro. Leroro.
Yeah, sure,
Or like
um,
coffee guy.
uh, uh, the one who was talking to Bam when he went through the wall.
Or Leroro. Okay.
Yeah, okay. He was very suspicious of the director
Mhm.
because he was able to pull all of this together so quickly,
Yeah.
you know? Um, and, like, it even, like, held on his face for a few seconds with a very suspicious look. And, I think that he is getting closer and closer to realizing what the director's real goals are, because then that's another, uh, reminder that, yeah, he is leading the tower or whatever, but he's also is trying to, protect the king or whatever, he's got all these, he's got Enoch to worry about, all that stuff, and he's wheeling and dealing with some of the tower's residents,
Mhm.
especially the, like, goat costume guy or whatever,
Mhm.
uh, and yeah, uh that comes around with the scene we already talked about, but yeah, goat guy says, what does he say? Oh yeah, he tells Anak that this whole administrator test was to get to this moment right here with me having you and Dorsey on the ground.
Mhm.
All of this was for this. And then, that's because, uh, the other rankers are like they're talking to the director and they're like, there's, like, easier administrator tests we could have given him, like, why are we doing this
Mhm.
one?" And, this is why, because of the circumstances.
It's just a trap, really.
Yeah, it's
And
all
it's
a
well
trap.
done. It's well done. And it's pretty amazing when you can only think that all of this is just the second floor.
Yeah, I know, I was thinking about that with, especially with it only being, like, the 1st season, and being like
Literally episode 2 to the end of the series is just the second floor.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Episode 1 was the first time you see the first floor, and that was just with head on.
Mhm.
and he's just like, "Do you want to enter the tower? Fight this fish."
That is a very good, recap of the first episode. Um, yeah, Tower God's so great. I'm excited to see where it goes. I think that, I don't know.
I just can't wait for the finale, dude. I'm just can't wait for the pog out of my mind. You're gonna
Yeah,
love the finale, dude. So good.
I hope so.
It's
What's
a
that,
culmination of everything. It's gonna feel good.
yeah, I don't think a knock is or I don't think Endorsi's gonna kill a knock. I think that'd be
Mhm.
crazy. I think that'd be a waste of a good character too. But, whatever.
Mhm. You don't want to waste the good characters, dude. He has
Yeah,
such good characters. Why would you kill them off?
yeah.
Like Ho deserved to die. What did he offer?
Nothing. Um, what's that other show, like, Gods of High School or something like that?
That is coming out next season. I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
replace this with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, I was looking through the other shows for next season, and,
Okay,
I
let me
thought that
tell you
that
what
was
I
the one that you talked about.
let me tell you what I got. I feels for next season. Okay.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
God of High School is potentially like I'm pogged out a little bit for. But if
Mhm,
I'm watching God of High School, it's literally only going to be the first season. If they ever make a second season, I'm not really vibing with it.
okay.
You're gonna like Uzaki-chan wa Asobitai, uh, or slice of life rom com
Alright, hold on,
happening there.
let me pull up the thing real quick so I can I can see what you're referencing. I can physically see it. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead.
Right. Peter Grill is ironically very funny.
Okay.
At least like the manga was. I don't know how the anime is gonna do it, but Peter Grill is pretty funny. At least when I was reading it.
Mhm,
Like, the entire point of Peter Grill is that he likes one girl, but then because he's the world's strongest fighter, all these other races on the earth, because it's like a fantasy world, it's like all the
mhm.
orcs and elves want to like have his child. So he gets in like really weird situations about that, and he just wants to like he just likes this one girl, and he's like, "Stop, please," but he can't stop it. Can't. Uh, that's all they have here. That's I guess because of COVID. So
Okay.
I will say I am excited for two things coming out. I don't know if it's already out. I'm excited for the Lupin movie. I don't know if that already dropped.
Okay.
And I'm excited for the Fate movie that's coming out as well. The Camelot one.
Isn't there a Evangelion movie coming out?
Yeah, it should be coming out. It was going to come out this spring,
Mhm.
or I guess like yeah, it was supposed to come out spring, I believe, but it got delayed because they want to have it released in theaters. So I don't know how they're going to go about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
There's some sequels next season that I wanna watch, but, I gotta finish other stuff first. Like,
You like ReZero, Fire Force, uh,
yeah.
Sword Art Online.
Fire Force, I never finished first season, so I'm gonna go back and watch that. No Gun, No Life, I never finished the first season, I gotta go back and
Oh
watch
yeah, No
that.
Gun Life. Gotta get that
No
one.
Gun, No
No
Life
Gun
is
Life,
good.
dude.
That's a good show. I think there's one more, I don't know. Oh, that one, like, My Romantic Comedy something or whatever.
Hmm.
3rd season is coming out, and
Oh, this show has a second season.
what does?
Muyo and Rhodey's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch it, but yeah, I saw it on the
Oh, apparently the first season was kind of awful, dude. That hurts. I remember reading the
Yeah,
first couple chapters on the manga. This thing actually seemed kind of nice.
yeah, I saw the 2nd season coming out, and I was like, "Oh, that looks kinda cool. Let me go to the 1st season," right? And it doesn't look like it was, received well.
I remember reading the first couple chapters of the manga and I enjoyed it. I didn't really finish it though. I didn't catch up in it, but it was
Mhm.
something I enjoyed. So I'm actually surprised that the anime went kind of low. I don't know what the later. I don't. Yeah, I only read like the first 2 or 3 chapters of it, so I can't really speak for the series as a whole
Mhm.
entirely on that. But yeah, no, the Lupin. I know you've seen the Lupin trailers.
Yeah,
I think most people have seen Lupin trailers if they're interested in anime. The animation looks goat tier. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
it does. Yeah, it looks really good.
It, it's another example. Like this is like the peak CG of like animation right now.
Yeah,
It's
and, like,
crazy.
it's actually a good take on
Hmm.
anime, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, they coulda went a different direction and, like, it wouldn't look like it's source material, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
This one does a good job, I feel like.
Oh yeah, it looks really good. So I'm excited. Uh, the Fate movie. That's more of a personal thing. I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone's actually gonna appreciate that unless they play the game.
Mhm.
So I mean, other it's cool, but you're not gonna appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of those things where it's like, it's gonna be more culted because it's based on the game, unlike the anime OG stuff like Heaven's Feel, where I can be like, yeah, you can watch Heaven's Feel. I would never recommend anyone watching this movie though, unless they want to get confused of what's happening.
Did you see there's a Attack on Titan movie that's, summarizing the first 3 seasons?
Yeah, man. I may
That's
watch it honestly
insane.
because yeah,
How long is the movie gonna be?
maybe like 2 hours and they cut some stuff, or maybe more than that.
'Cause
I
covering
mean,
3 seasons and, like, Attack on Titan seasons are pretty long, aren't they? Aren't Attack on Titan
no, they're all.
seasons they're 12?
Hmm.
I thought they were 24.
I believe they're 12.
Oh, okay. But still, 36 episodes in 1 movie is a lot.
Okay, first season's 25. Okay, let's see how incorrect I am. Second season is 12. Okay. And I believe third season it's like 12 and then 12 again for part
Okay.
two.
So
So yeah,
48 episodes we're covering in 1 movie, and I get the summary, so they're gonna keep
not even
the
48,
main
like
stuff.
60, dude. 60.
Oh,
Or I guess
60, okay.
59.
Yeah. That's a lot of episodes, you know?
I was gonna say, like, what do you think of Shirogane dad? He may be my one of my favorite characters from Kaguya.
What are you talking about? Shogun's
His dad,
dad?
dude. The
Who's
president's
dad?
dad.
President's
President.
dad. Tell me what he does.
He just vibes, dude.
I don't remember him, gonna be honest. I'm trying to picture him in my head, I can't.
I don't know. Let's see if I can find him.
Alright. I have no recollection of the president's father.
He's actually known as Papa Shirogane. That's his localized terminology that he's known by. I'll just DM it and you'll know. And we'll all know. It's not gonna let me do that. Hold up. Start a chat with T legs.
Where do you are you you do that in Discord? Or in
Yeah, it was Discord.
okay. You're an absolute animal. Alright, yeah, I mean, I remember his face, I don't really remember
That is this is just the clip where he picks up the phone.
okay,
It's just like one clip, I'm pretty sure. Maybe a little bit more than that. He only has like 3 minutes, I think, tops,
okay.
if anything, in the show.
He's cool then?
He exudes that aura.
Yeah.
How is he known as Papa Shirogane? Why did I remember that when I was Googling it? Who knows?
Sometimes the mind just remembers what it wants, you know? So what are we gonna do for next episode, Ray? You have any ideas?
Let's think. Let's talk.
Yeah?
So let's look at the list right now. Okay, let's see
If we
what we
do
hit
it
with constant.
if we do an anime movie, we need to not do a sad one.
That's like impossible for us. I mean,
I do at some point think we should watch uh, the other dude's movie, but that's probably gonna be a sad one.
Which one?
The
Oh, 5
centimeter one or
centimeters.
whatever. Yeah.
That's the depression movie right there. That's the one where
Yeah.
apparently it has the sad, sad, sad ending.
Mhm.
Like people have been saying, yo, these endings are really happy because usually people die, and I'm like, oh, that's
Mhm.
how he writes his endings. Those depressing romances, like Pancreas. Pancreas hit a little bit with that.
Have you
It's
ever
like,
watched Have you ever watched Akira?
let's watch Akira, dude. Let's do it.
Yeah, cause I never seen it, and it's
Let's watch
like
Akira.
it's like one of the most recognized anime media ever,
I
and I've
don't know how
never
you're
seen
gonna
it.
get through it. I don't know how you're gonna get through it.
Why?
You're gonna just use sheer willpower to try to like run through it.
When was Akira made?
It's like so
Because
old. It's like 1980 something.
okay, but okay, I wanna clarify some stuff, right?
Okay.
So so as Ray knows,
Mhm,
1990 whatever to like early 2000 animation for anime at least. I'll have to think about like Western stuff, but
mhm.
not great. Pretty hard to look at, you know. Gonna be honest. 80s stuff though, I found Ray. 80s stuff is really good.
Akira is 1988.
Okay, stuff from the 80s with like that art style. You know,
Mhm,
I haven't watched anything, but I've seen like clips. 80s stuff looks good. It's like somehow when they got in the transition
ooh,
period
uh,
with like the 90s and the early 2000s is when it just looks awful.
ooh. I forgot that Taika Waititi's planning his own version of Akira
Oh yeah,
for
he is. Yeah.
2021.
Anything Taika does is great.
And I mean, first of all, it's Akira, which is a cult classic animated film
Mhm.
right now. So first of all, it's culted already. The fact that Taika's pulling it on is like he already knows that like he'll manipulate this in a way
Yeah.
for a live action.
Did you see, I mean, I'm sure you're aware that they're making a live action Cowboy Bebop.
Heard of it. Is it actually coming out soon?
No, no, not soon. But
Okay.
um it seems like it's gonna be good or at least going in the right path. You know, they're like actually trying to be you know, faithful to the story and the source and all that stuff, which is always a good thing to hear. But a few days ago, one of the people working on it, maybe like the director or whoever's spearheading it, took kind of a shot at the Ghost in the Shell live action movie, if you remember that.
Hmm.
And he said that he said something like, "We're not gonna Scarlett Johansson the Cowboy Bebop show," which is basically, you know, probably referring to like whitewashing it and then trying to make it more mainstream for the sake of the story, right?
I
Just
mean,
so like people will watch it and not just anime fans will watch it. But he's over here like, "No, we're gonna make a Cowboy Bebop show as it should be made."
like I don't even know what race would Spike be, dude. Would he be white? Would he be Asian? Like I don't know, man.
Yeah, because like the style of the show, it seems way more Western than most
Yeah,
anime that I've seen.
Cowboy Bebop is let's not lie, it's a western, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
I
have to
don't
put
know.
that quote on it. It's a western. It has the classic like vibe to it. Like, it has like that like villain, and you're trying to get their bounty vibe. You're like always on the lookout. You're like running, like you're a gunslinger kind of. You
Mhm.
got your shootouts, your escape. You know that little bit of Bonnie and Clyde in there.
You know what show I really want to watch?
Hit me with it.
I don't know why this reminded me of this, but I want to watch Space Dandy.
Space Dandy. I'm in the middle of watching Space Dandy. If you ever say we can watch Space Dandy on this show, as like a thing,
Oh,
I'll do
dude,
it
I'm down
because I'm in the
for it.
middle.
I don't know.
I've already like I think I'm like 3 episodes in or something. There's 2 seasons and the show's over.
Okay. Do you know how many
So
episodes it is?
it's 24 in total, I believe. They're 12
Okay,
episode seasons.
that's not bad then. Yeah, I would love to do that because I remember. I don't know if you remember. We watched the first episode
Mhm.
in club, and I thought it was good. You know, I remember seeing like art from it and like people kind of talking about it online or whatever, and I was never into it. But then
Space Dandy.
after we watched the first episode, I was like, this seems cool.
So like think of Space Dandy like one of those shows that like it's a comedy show that's like a parody of not only like shows about outer space but about other things in general. It's super self-aware of what it's doing
Mhm.
at all times. It just knows what to do, what is the direction.
Sure, yeah.
And it's a little bit like SpongeBob, where again, like all the episodes are clearly episodic in nature.
Mhm.
You watch one episode, you're like, okay, that's good, that's it, you know. And there's not really an overarching story happening, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just a fun show, it's got its own little,
Mhm.
sectioned off stories, with the characters and their interactions and stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm down with
I'll
that.
be, I'm that would be one I'd be down to do for at least for doing an older thing. I know
Yeah.
right now we're trying to do at least like current stuff.
Mhm.
We're going back in movies and everything, so you did Kaguya, so yeah, maybe we can do that. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, just gotta figure out.
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah. For next season, it's looking kind of dry for the most part.
Yeah. We don't have to, so we're gonna replace Tower of God. Are we gonna wait until yeah, because yeah, we still gotta finish seeing Yesterday for me.
Mhm.
That'll finish,
In a weird spot.
uh, it'll finish, like, 6 episodes it'll finish, like, halfway through next season.
It's really gonna finish at that weird spot. So
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do
it's
about
fine.
that. I'm sure we'll figure it out? We
Of course.
got we got 6 weeks
To
to figure
find
it
out
out.
what to do with what Sing Master for me. Tower
Yeah.
of God, it'd be really easy and cheesy to be God of High School. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's like another webtoon, and you know that Crunch is probably gonna release it right after season's done.
Mhm.
They're gonna be like, okay, sauce this
Yeah,
up
yeah.
immediately. You know, so people are like, okay, back to back. You know, it's easy. Yeah, nothing bad.
Mm,
But like a part of me is like, I know what that show is. It's a tournament arc thing. You have your big
mm.
tournament arc. It's gonna be fight on fight. That's what that's gonna be for the first season. And I mean, like I'm. It's like so potentially good, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't want to get you like feeling God of High School, and then get you excited, and then like have you understand the train wreck that's about to happen
Mhm.
when you understand that it starts hitting Naruto levels of power scaling,
Yeah. Yeah, Naruto gets crazy.
and then like Dragon Ball Z levels. Like I'm talking about like people who can control like the four forces of physics.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
You like the strong force, weak force, electromagnetic force, and the gravitational force. Like
Mhm.
if a person control all four forces, and it's like okay, well maybe you win every fight, okay?
Alright, well, maybe.
And you have people who
Yeah.
are demigods, and it's like, come on, dude, like stop.
Did you see that Artemis Fowl came out?
Yeah, am I gonna watch it? No.
No. Me neither.
If you released it 10 years ago, maybe I would have gave it a chance. That's what I said.
Mhm. Do you remember the 39 Clues?
I remember 39 Clues. I also remember the first book was written by Rick Riordan.
It was. More than just the first book was written by him. I think he did, like,
I
2 or
think he
3.
just wrote the first book, and then like he wrote the first three.
No, no,
Is what
no,
you
no,
said?
no, 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 no.
He wrote three.
Out of the entire series, I think he did, like, 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
Because, yeah, it was, like which is crazy, which, you already know, but the
Mhm.
listeners, 39 Clues was a crazy idea for 5th grade me to
And me.
to hear yeah, to hear about something like this, right? So 39 Clues was, books, right? Some chapter books. They weren't really ever too long. Um, each book was written by a different author. Um, the only one I remember is Rick Riordan. I know there's another one like Langston or something.
Mhm.
But yeah, each one was written by a different author, which is crazy. 'Cause,
Mhm.
like, I wonder how they did it. Like, I wonder if all 10 authors or whatever, like, got in a room and they figured out what they wanted to do, or if Rick Riordan wrote book 1, gave it to the 2nd author and was like, "Alright, here,
He's like,
write book
read
2."
this.
Yeah, and then the
Yes.
2nd author gave the 2nd book that was like, "Here, write" that'd
Or
be
if like
nuts.
they're like worked with their editors and they were like, here's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
script of what the story is going through so far. Here's the
Mhm.
plot points you have to remember that are majorly important. We made sure to make a note of it. Here's things
Yeah,
they
yeah.
foreshadowed. Like, would they have to make extensive notes and then pass them on to each other? Where it's like,
I
this is how the world is right now.
yeah, I feel like they would definitely have to because not only was it just a book series written by different authors, 39 Clues was like a
A
super
mystery.
intricate yeah, it was like a mystery, like a scavenger hunt, like
Yeah.
traveling across the entire world with like multiple casts of characters all trying. Cause like
And
I think
different
the
plot points entirely.
yes, yeah, yeah, because I think the kind of ground level synopsis was that someone died and they were like super rich, super powerful, and all these characters are their family in some way or
And they want
another.
that inheritance.
Yes, yes. In the will, the will was this like scavenger hunt game, but it was like times 100. You know, they're going towards different countries, and they're even going into like ancient tombs and like
Mhm.
like crazy stuff. But yeah, like like you said, the notes they would have to give each other for like clues that were found or little things here and there that are gonna come back in 4 books, you know what I mean? Had to be extensive, had to be insane. I just remember that series and being like, "This is the greatest idea that has ever existed." But yeah, I think there was, like, a lot of books, like 15 books,
Yeah,
uh,
sounds right.
and I think a couple authors, double dipped. I think Rick Riordan definitely was one of them that double dipped. I never finished that series.
Same. I think I got like book 4 or whatever, and I was like, okay, I think this is like, mhm.
I th I think I, stopped reading. In, like, middle school, I didn't read anything. So I think, like, I followed the series up until the end of 6th grade, and then I just didn't read anymore. That wasn't who I was. So, like, the series died with that. And then in high school, I started to read again, which was fun, but
Got my Kindle app on my phone, and I keep saying every week I'm on this podcast that maybe I should go back and read again. Every week it's always like, didn't get to read this week. What? Didn't choose to.
yeah, yeah. I don't have time to read.
I was
I
this
mean,
close to
I'm
reading this week. Super close, though. Super close.
oh, yeah?
Mhm.
Do you have the Overdrive app?
I do have Overdrive still, but I don't use it as often because I realized that I know you know what I'm talking about. Where like we recommend the
Mhm.
books and they never get accepted, so I'm
I
always just
see.
sitting here on my backlog, and I'm like, please just
Have you tried
accept the
Libby?
book. Libby's made by the people who make Overdrive, so there's no way
Mhm.
actual help there. And you actually can't recommend books on Libby. I've tried.
Ah,
So anyone
yeah.
who's here now who may be listening to this and understanding, Overdrive at this point in time, Overdrive is still superior because you can recommend books. Until they add that function over to Libby, what are you doing with your life? Just get Overdrive.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as clean as Libby. That's true, but you can at least have more things to do in your menu or whatever, or like your library choice
Have you tried
to help create that.
audiobooks?
I could do audiobooks, honestly. I could. Because I mean, like I know you know what I do already. I like to put in
Mhm.
like long episodes on YouTube in the background or like a
Yeah.
podcast, like play, switch over to what I want to do, and just do that.
Mhm.
And I think for like when I was in college, that was how I literally spent most of my time. I would be either playing games, I'd have a podcast or some YouTube
Yeah.
videos on like a playlist and have them loop. So I would just be like, okay, that's good, we got that one done. And that that was around the time when I was really big. I know you know when I was like caught. That was when I caught up with like all the off topics and like
Mhm. Yeah.
that amount of time. I like went through all of them because you're not caught up yet. You're a savage.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
then now I'm not caught up anymore. I feel good.
but by any chance, did you see the, super important, super sad
I did see
episode
it.
of Off
I did see
Topic?
it. I did. I did. I watched that one.
That
I took
was
the
a
time out because I'm like, I took the time out because I'm like, this is a very important episode. I think I should watch it.
I don't know about you,
Normally,
but I don't know about you, but that was a very rough episode to watch,
oh gosh, it
you
was a
know?
lot of Jeff just hurting himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Yeah, that was it. That was so, uh, give the
Yeah, he takes
context,
it. He takes a lot of pain in that. That hurts.
yeah. I mean, as a Rooster Teeth fan, as an Achievement Hunter fan, uh, very sad to hear about all of the,
I mean, like,
seeming, what
the thing
happened?
is, like, being a part of the community, it's like the sad thing is, like, I can't say I'm surprised. You know, that's what I mean?
Oh, no, yeah.
I mean, like, I know we've seen it in the comments, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Definitely. Like, it's like if Lindsay's ever in a video, if Fiona's ever in a video, if I guess Mika was in videos, and then she like shouted out. But like
yeah,
whenever they were in videos, I know I'd go to the comment section and see like all the hate. You know what I mean?
mhm, yeah,
There's like not really much you can really do other than like report it. You know what I mean? You can't. I'm not. You know, I'm not the type to leave messages much really on
yeah, yeah, yeah,
platforms. I don't really have that experience. But the most you can do is just report it and be like, it's hateful. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, the yeah, okay. Uh, yeah, I think Fiona definitely gets it the worst. I mean, I think every new member has always gotten like Jeremy
Even
had
Alfredo got it too.
yeah, Alfredo
But
definitely. The I remember the thing about
I will say,
Alfredo was that
Alfredo, his ended early though.
yeah, it
Like
did.
it's something they bring up. They bring it up in the videos though. Like if anyone's watched it,
Yeah,
Alfredo's ended pretty early because I think it was like literally like 3 weeks in he did the Destiny raid,
yeah, yeah.
and that was what all they needed for him.
Because I remember well, for me, what I noticed, the hate for him was that he's not funny. He just focuses
Mhm,
on, like, being good at the game,
mhm,
you know what I mean? But then, yeah, the Destiny raid definitely helped with be like, "No, like, he's learning to be better at content and not just, 'Hey, look at how good I am
mhm,
at this game,'" you know?
mhm. Yeah.
Um, there's
I
something
would
else I
say
was
like
gonna say.
people had like issues with everyone. I guess in Shimano, except for like OG starters, and even then like there was like slight issues with that. Like there's always gonna be people hating your content. Like I don't see a lot of people hating. I mean, like, I guess we weren't there for that, but hating on Ray for always being like a like completionist.
Yeah, well, I think that what helped him with that was that he was one of the original achievement hunters,
Mm-hmm,
you know what I mean? Like, he was part of that group that was there when they started doing Let's Plays. Like,
hmm,
even Ryan wasn't. You know, Ryan was part of, like, the main 6 or whatever, but he still kinda came in a little bit later than that, so even he got some hate. But, like,
hmm.
no matter what, like, even Jack, like, Jack back in the day was always deemed as not funny, but, like, he got hate for other stuff, it didn't really have
Yeah.
anything to do with Achievement Hunter, you know what I mean?
And, like Ray got that My Little Pony hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack
Yeah.
had the no fun hate.
No fun. He hates fun.
Jeff, I don't remember Jeff really getting hate.
No, probably not. Dude, when Jeff talked about the one comment that he got a long time ago where someone commented
That
about his wife,
that hurt me, dude.
I couldn't
That hurt me. Like
believe that. I was like, "Oh," I could never imagine saying that to someone,
your man
even
bottled up
anonymously on
that
the internet.
rage. Your man
Yeah.
bottled that up for how long? Been years.
Years, years and years and years. Yeah. Um, yeah, and probably the craziest part to me about, this episode or whatever was that, like, Mika came out and she even said that she didn't leave because of the hate from the community, she left because no one
Of the
at the
company.
company yeah, no
Mhm.
one at the company supported her, and there were even people at the company saying that she was lying about
And
what
then
she
you have
was
like people like Jeff, who was like her boss, saying
yeah,
that like he wishes he did a better job because he understands that now.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
You
I've
know what I mean?
yeah, definitely, I mean, everyone kinda came out, like, after that, after
Mhm.
obviously, Jeff being the biggest one, but even in the episode,
Fiona brings
Gavin
it up though.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, Fiona definitely brings it up.
Fiona's like, Mika warned me, told me what's gonna happen, that they're not gonna
Mhm.
do anything.
Yeah.
So they all think
Even
it's normal.
even, Gavin, like, apologized for being like, "Yeah, I made some jokes, maybe not the best, and, I that could have been better." It's just crazy, insane, I what was crazy what what I was waiting for someone to say, like Jeff or Jack, probably more than Gavin or Fiona. Uh, they both, mentioned that, like, if you're racist or whatever, then just, like, don't watch our stuff, right? They've said that a couple
Mhm,
times. I was waiting for one of them to say, uh, "If you're racist, you can just go ahead and cancel your first subscription."
mhm,
I would have loved for one of them to say that because, like, that right there kinda puts the foot down of, "We don't even want your money." Like like, that's how serious this issue is, you know what I mean? Uh, but they didn't. I wish they did, though.
mhm.
Uh,
That's heavy, dude.
2 things, right? 1, did you see that Bernie left?
I did see that Bernie left.
Yeah. That was sad, but, like, happy for him, that kinda thing.
Like, he hasn't been,
Um,
like, involved really, so, like, it's, like, it
yeah.
makes sense, you know?
I mean, he
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 slowly detached himself
yeah, 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 yeah.
expertly, I would say.
I was,
Like, he did his
'cause
vlogs, and then he cooled down. He stopped
mhm.
appearing on the podcast. He started doing his own thing,
Which, the
strategically.
RT podcast is probably the one podcast that I listen to every week, you know,
Mhm,
like, off topic, I kinda skip around, and I stopped listening to Always Open. I just don't really like it as much anymore.
mm.
But yeah, I was really sad when Bernie left the podcast. He was a
I started listening to the new Planes podcast.
I've been wanting to listen to that.
It's good,
Is
dude.
it it's good? Yeah.
It's good.
Another one I've been wanting to listen to was Face Jam, 'cause I just hear that that's really good, and,
Mhm.
you know, Michael, he's a good,
He's a
personality,
good
you know what I
eater.
mean?
He's a good
Yeah,
eater.
he's definitely a good eater.
He
Um,
eat good.
the second thing is today, today? Yeah, a GTA came out, a GTA 5 video came out,
Mm,
uh, and I don't know how religiously you watch the GTA 5 videos, but this
um,
one you should watch because it's just Gavin and Fiona playing GTA. It's just Gavin and Fiona, and it's probably one of the best videos they put out in a while. Because basically him teaching her how to play GTA 5, but,
mhm.
like, the hijinks those 2 get into is ridiculous. I think that Gavin and Fiona have some of the best chemistry out of any other pair, in Achievement Hunter.
It's up there with that Jack and Fiona.
Oh, yeah,
I think I
yeah.
will be going there.
Jack and Fiona's a really good one.
It's like I'm trying to figure out people saying like Achievement Hunter like getting worse with age. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Nah, you're
Maybe like
crazy.
for like OG, like Jeff was like depressed. Jack was
Yeah.
staying to himself. Now like they're both vocally,
Mhm.
being a part of everything.
Yeah.
Like I don't see the downside of having like
No.
people who are essentially shadows of themselves now
I mean,
in
I
content.
I love, like, 2013 or whatever, like, Achievement Hunter, but no, I mean, their content today and, like, how much, like, even smoother they are today with their, chemistry and stuff. It's just unmatched of how it was before.
Like yeah, everyone wants Ray back, but Ray's happy doing his thing. Please stop bothering him or Achievement
Mhm.
Hunter and be
Yeah.
like, please get Ray back. He's not coming back. He
Although,
came back for one off topic and then we brought it back. He should have never appeared.
that Off Topic
He
was a
shouldn't
good
have appeared.
episode, though.
He shouldn't have appeared on the off topic. I don't believe he should appear in Funhouse because every time he does, he knows what he's doing.
But okay, so I got 2 things
Mhm,
for you, right? 1, I think he is gonna come back and be in a Minecraft video. I don't know if you saw that.
mhm.
That was,
Okay.
like, one of his goals for his last, like, anniversary stream was
Okay.
if he raised so, well, no, he's gonna try to be in a Minecraft video, he's gonna talk to Jeff or whatever, and then
Mhm.
also, he's gonna be on an episode of Always Open,
Okay.
I guess. So that'd be cool. Again, it'll fuel the fire more, but,
Mhm.
uh, I don't know, hopefully it'll be good.
Right.
And then,
He's only doing it because like people are giving him money to do it because like his
yeah,
fans want to.
yeah,
It- And
basically.
that's why he puts the goal absurdly high because he's not
Yeah,
sure if he
yeah,
actually.
yeah, absurdly high.
He puts the
Uh,
goal absurdly high because he doesn't want to like fuel it more.
mhm,
But he knows if he puts it high, he knows people are going to try to do it.
definitely. I remember me and you were talking about, Uh, Funhouse content, that's been really good. Last Laugh finished, I don't know if you saw that.
Have not seen all of it. I haven't seen
Um,
Last App yet. I've been holding
Last
back.
Laugh
I
is
know we
great.
talked about it.
Last Laugh is really good. What was the other one?
The IKEA
Build.
builds.
Yeah, the IKEA show, that finished, that was
Mhm.
really good.
I only saw like the first 2 episodes.
That's good, you should watch the rest. But another thing, I don't know if you saw it, I can't really say that was
Love
amazing.
I love board games.
What?
I like board games, dude.
Oh, yeah, of course. Um, they did a video called, like, 20-second
The 20-second challenge
challenge.
or whatever.
Yeah, 20-second challenge, I don't know if you saw that?
I saw like the first episode, dude.
Oh, okay. I think there only is one episode.
Oh, there is? Okay, well that
Yeah,
was great though, because it was just like
yeah.
it's like I'm at least the host and this is my co-host.
Dude,
I don't know.
I don't know what
Co-host.
Ryan was on. Ryan was a mess. His camera was falling over. He he was sticking things to his door when you're supposed to stick things to a wall. I don't know what he was doing. He's a freak, dude. Yeah, he just had his hands out. John's crazy.
I can't do my limited
Um,
space.
yeah,
And then Adam just gets points for doing everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They kept taking points. Yeah. Oh, so good.
But he did this.
They also did
Adam though. He needs some points.
yeah, yeah, but he's not Adam. They also did a Family Feud episode, kind of funny. That was also really good.
Not gonna watch it on him.
Yeah, it was good. God. So yeah, right. Is that gonna be on the docket for next episode? We're gonna do Akira.
Also, so docket for next episode, hopefully for me. I'm doing Space Force. I'm gonna try to get as much
Yeah.
Space Force as I can get done.
Sure.
And by that, as much as I can fit in, because I gotta do some schoolwork or whatever.
Yeah,
Well, I say
definitely.
schoolwork. It's not schoolwork. I don't go to school.
I don't go to
I'm not a child.
school.
I
I'm a
take
drug
classes.
dealer. What?
I take classes. Trying to get my certificate
Yeah.
for coding. So I'm doing my classes. So I gotta do some work for that.
Hmm.
And then this is my second to last course. The next one's my last one, and then my certificate. And I'll be like, yes, I'm done. I'm a master coder. Can go
Hmm.
into the matrix. That's me. The matrix. Craig. Craig, you never talk in these episodes.
I
You're just
forgot what.
support Craig.
Oh, I forgot what the next.
Also, Akira takes place in 2019. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, I'll have to. Oh no, One Piece. That's the other thing. I was trying to think what else was added next week. One Piece. I gotta do that.
Space Force. Akira for me. You got
Yeah,
One Piece.
One Piece for me. Yeah.
Tower God Sing Essay for me. And then maybe
Finish JoJo's.
spice something up. I could read JoJo's. That's not gonna be that hard for me. I'll binge it all.
For
You know,
next week.
I binged JoJo's in a day, dude. Part 7.
You're a monster. Absolute animal.
Yeah. I probably won't binge it in a day because I'm doing stuff otherwise. I got like
Yeah,
work or
yeah,
whatever.
sure.
But like you can expect me to like finish it all in like the time that
Mhm.
because the thing is like you're not like when you're doing it, you got like other stuff you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
If it
I
was
mean, I
me,
use. Go ahead.
I would just cut hard into it. I'd be like, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I usually read it in the morning before I go to work, at lunch, and then my ride home from work,
Okay,
and
you
that's
see
usually
that?
when I read JoJo's.
Yeah. Your little schedule thing there. If it was
Yeah.
me, it would be nonstop, no breaks, dude. We're going hard. This is it.
Said,
We're
"Yeah,
going. We're going. We're going. We're done. Okay.
said, "Yeah, you have your schedule, and that's nice, but nah, that's not how I roll."
This is the tenacity that got me through One Piece.
So actually, while we were recording this episode, I just finished it.
You seen the chapter layout, dude? I thought it was nice to like give it to you because I'm like it's a colored manga, so like get a little spice. Not much black
A
and
little
white.
spice, yeah.
Little spice. A little more flavor. Looks nice, and it's official. Official colored. That's crazy, dude.
Mhm.
Like when you get to read officially colored stuff, that's like you never do. Most manga is black and white. You never really get to appreciate.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get the good panels where like they're in color. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Other than that, let me see if I got any screeny weenies in here.
Oh god. I don't know what that means.
There's screenshots, dude.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or have you read the doll manga? I don't know if you read the latest chapter for that one. That was a while ago.
Nah, I'm not caught up at anything. I've just been doing JoJo's. Did you hit your laptop?
No, that was a yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't lie on recordings.
Yeah, right, do you have anything else? I think that's pretty much it.
I mean, like we could try to fit one more thing in. What do we do? We did two movies. We're crazy. We're goons.
Oh, yeah, we did we did. We did 2 movies.
But would it work though? We did
I mean,
Akira. I'm going to the docket again.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
If you wanna edit it to kind of see what it looks like for next week, that way, uh,
let me look at the edit button real quick. Edit. Hit this right here.
we that way you
That's
can actually see it in
12.
front of you. You know what I mean?
That's an 11. Okay. Weathering with you. Get this out of here. It's gonna be Akira. And I realized that we were also going to talk about maybe Kaguya season 2. I don't know what you're planning with that. So
Yeah, I plan on watching it. I don't know if if you want me to try to do it for next week, I
okay.
can, but if you
So
wanna
what?
do, uh, something else other than that, it's whatever.
I'll put maybe in there.
Okay.
It's a maybe. So
Yeah,
right
it's only
now
12 episodes, so it's not that bad.
I got. It's not even done yet. So I mean, like, don't push yourself. By the way, it's optional. That's why it's a
We have One
maybe right
Piece
now.
too.
One Piece is gonna be
Yeah,
here.
One
Don't
Piece.
push yourself. You're gonna be fine with One Piece.
I'm gonna try to at least watch the first 8 episodes of that to kinda get that chunk
One Piece
out of the way.
Raymond cut. I'm like specifically naming it.
Dude, everyone out here, Margot Robbie, Ben Affleck, we're all talking about the Snyder cut, you know what I mean?
What a Snyder cut,
Little
dude.
did they know
The Raymond cut comes in.
there's a far superior cut.
Ooh,
Oh, the
snip,
Raymond
snip,
cut.
dude. Zooming through, dude. Because like the first three episodes, okay, of One Piece, okay, no joke. You're gonna see them again in episode of East Blue.
Mhm.
I think you need the next five though to understand something that's happening. And then after you get those five, that's episode 8. That's 8 episodes, okay? Watch episode East Blue. That's an hour and a half right there. Hour and a half for like 2 hour movie. You feel good about that. You watch episode 18. That's half an hour. You finished. Congratulations. You're done with like the first like 4 or 5 arcs of One Piece. You're done. You've met the main cast for majority of your story. That's what you got right there.
Mm.
That is the captain's crew in that much time. I've saved you how many episodes? Like a lot. It, that's what I've done. Episode A's Blue saved so much time. Takes that meat and potatoes, and it's like you just get the meat now. Potatoes are bad for you because they're starchy.
I have 2 things for you,
Yeah,
okay? Have you watched The Incredibles 2?
no. Actually, there you go. Want to throw it on? Want to throw it on? Want to throw it
Yeah,
on?
then throw it
Throw
on.
it on. Throw it on. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Incredibles 2.
So that's 1.
Incredibles.
And then 2, I am one so I don't know if you've noticed how I name these episodes, right?
Okay.
They're just kinda random. It's usually one thing that one of us said. Um, you know, I am 1000% naming this episode #release the Raymond cut.
Release the Raymond cut. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
So
It's
here's my
gonna be good.
Wikipedia for today. So
Okay.
Today on Wikipedia, we're going to be looking at the today's featured picture, which is the Posaka Terpendam Buried Treasure, is a film from the Dutch East Indies produced by Tans Film. It's starring these certain actors. Was a favorite for Indonesian audiences and likened to Dorothy Lamour, whatever that name was. And the film has been lost following a fire. But it seems that this movie, not gonna lie, potential plot points. It's a good old treasure finding movie. Little, you gotta
Oh,
find the
nice.
hidden treasure.
It's like Treasure Planet, the best Disney film, or
Atlantis, the other best
Atlantis.
Disney
Yeah.
film
Also El Dorado, not
with
Disney,
the
but
DreamWorks. Yeah,
yeah, it's also.
and then a fun fact about Atlantis, dude.
Mm.
It's basically the same plot as Avatar. Not the one with the blue. This is the one with the blue people.
Ah, the superior version
The
of.
James Cameron Avatar.
Yes. Uh, yeah.
It's basically. It's like the if you look at like the plot for James Cameron Avatar, you can like see the similarities in this and like Atlantis. Spoilers for people who don't know either of those films, or like who know one. And this is what I mean. Spoilers for people who know one of the films and is like, oh no, now I know the idea of the other film. Well, I'm sorry, I just spoiled it for you. It hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah. Whatever.
It's, no. And then I got the special audio clip I have, but fancy,
Okay.
fancy. Let me pause it and then I'll play it,
Listening.
and maybe this will be appreciated. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if you'll like it or not. Tell me if you can hear it. I used the Divine Rod to find all five in the God card, not a ghost. I witnessed the power of my Pokemon.
That was Yu-Gi-Oh. Was it not?
That was me.
Oh, that was you?
That was me.
That was really you that just did that?
Yeah, that was me who said all that. Yeah.
Oh, dude. That was pretty good, honestly.
That's what you get in a D&D adventure, real quick. Selling dumbbells and doorknobs. That guy, you dumbbell doorknobs. Hey,
Yeah, use code Untitled for 10% off
we don't have any merch
something.
yet, but maybe we
Oh,
will.
okay. There's something I was gonna say, but I forgot.
Oh,
It's
by
all
the way,
over.
I should send you the link for the website. You'll appreciate it very much.
At some point, Ray, right? I have, we just planned out the next episode, right?
Yeah.
Very smoothly. It was very good. I have ideas in my head for future episodes, right?
Yeah.
That's just like at some point. One of them, it's not a whole episode, of course, but one of them, I do want us to go through Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
With a little Kariba. Remember I told you about how that weird continuity, how like it's so well thought out?
With
I think I
what?
spoke about it with you. Where
Maybe.
like
I don't
Yu-Gi-Oh!
remember.
Bridge like foreshadows things that they are going to be making parodies of in the future.
Yeah, yeah,
Later
yeah.
on in the series. Not like other abridgers, but later things they're gonna make fun of in the series as it progresses.
Yeah.
They foreshadow it heavily. Because they're so good.
Mhm.
He's so good at what he's writing. And you can check out that link I sent you. It's on Discord, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I got it.
But it's the new Dumbbells and Doorknobs website link.
Okay.
And it's fancy because well, you're gonna love the link as soon as it opens up for you.
Hold up. It just told me to hold up. All right.
Courtesy to E Crane for making this website, not me.
It's good.
E Crane went super hard.
It is very. Oh, you have the sessions up here. Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. How he was using Craig to record some of them.
These are all Craig's recordings. We have obviously the future Dino campaign is the campaign. That's our campaign. It's not even a joke.
How often do you guys do this?
Legit every week we try to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Like
keep that in
not
mind.
only not only am I trying to like do this recording, I got this that I'm also doing over here.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's like, the difficulty is like that's easy. I can do that on a whim. There's no preparation. I'm like, okay, we're playing D&D today. Pull out the
Mhm.
character sheet. Where's some of the notes? The notes really don't matter in the long run anyway. For some things, but for some things, they're like, oh man, the tiny minuscule detail is kind of funny. And then you just go and you play along with whatever what Michael has created for you, his monstrosity. Not to say it's a monstrosity, but to say that his envision is so ridiculous that you just roll with it.
Yeah, sure.
You can't say yes or no because it's so good. You can just
Mhm.
only how else do you get things like Taylor Swift being the god of the world and ruling everyone with an iron fist unless they hate Shake It Off and then she kills you.
It's definitely him.
Yeah, but come on, dude. Or concurrently in that same session, this is a different session. I'm talking about this years ago. You have the Sun Baby from Teletubbies trying to fight Taylor Swift to an epic battle about who ruled the universe. And then Justin Bieber comes out like a comment. Anyway, not that's so old. It's
Not
kind of
important.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's just the mind of someone who is that. That's what dumbbells and doorknobs is. If anyone doesn't know, it's D&D on crack
Mhm.
and not as complex
Sure,
because
yeah.
screw complexity. You don't need complexity if you just want to have fun. So that's why I play JRPGs.
It all comes full circle.
Yes, the circle, it's all back. No, this show I have to prepare for. I have to be I have to make time and be well, I have to watch this. If I don't watch
Yeah.
this, then I can't get that done. This is going to it's a circle. Like
Yeah.
it's like that. I can jump in easily. It's like, okay, we're done. That's it. That's the recording. We're fine. We're fine.
Mm.
This, it's like, okay. I'm like, I'm like, I wake up. Okay, every day. I think I wake up.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Normally, here's my work week. Okay,
Yeah.
I wake up. I go to work 8:30 to 4:30. That's Monday,
Mm.
Friday. Saturday, Sunday. Guess what time I wake up?
11.
8:30.
Oh, okay, that was way earlier than I thought.
This gives me the time to actually do stuff. To
Mhm.
watch the episodes or whatever if I didn't do them. But it doesn't give me enough time. You know what I mean? To be
Sure.
oh man, I can't do everything on this list. No, I have to do some of the list in order to have that time. So it's not something I
Yeah.
can I can throw away and be yes, do nothing. I have to be okay, well, at least I have to watch this. Like that. Good thing is for me though, Wednesdays I'll watch Tower of God with Rashawn because he's watching Tower of God with me. So I'll watch it
Ah,
on Wednesdays with him. So we'll get that out of the way. Movie, Pirates Caribbean, that's easy, dude. I like that movie. I'll watch it whatever day of the week. That's nothing. Then, so yesterday for me, I'll be okay, it's Saturday. So let's watch the episode.
what about Weathering with You?
Weather with you, I also watched it this morning.
Oh, okay. Oh
That's
my
what,
god.
not to say I didn't want to watch it, but to say that I was trying to do work.
Sure, yeah.
But what's in here? So Akira, that's probably gonna get done Wednesday, guaranteed. It's I'm
Mm.
gonna watch Tower God and I'll be okay, let's just watch Akira now too. And then he'll be well, I don't want to watch Akira, and I'll be fine, I'll watch it by myself.
Fine.
Fine. And then maybe I'll reread JoJo's. If not, I'll try and reread JoJo's. I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Oh,
If
yeah,
not, I'll just be okay.
I gotta catch up in, Donkey and in, Darkmane stuff.
Darkmane's Valorant video is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Again, Darkmane's best video I think is the Hearthstone video.
It's pretty good. You know, after this, I might have to rewatch it.
Because out of people who don't know Darkman, YouTuber, makes video game videos,
Yeah.
comedy videos. Same with Donkey, makes video game comedy videos.
Both
Donkey's do League. They both play League of Legends at one point.
yeah.
As in Darkman still plays League of Legends. Donkey has retired that game personally for his life. But League content is not funny unless you're watching people who play for fun. They
Mhm.
make jokes about it. That's why it works with them. They have that type of comedy to make it work. Darkman, he has a lot of League videos. I don't think they're his strongest video. I think his strongest video, Hearthstone. Now, as someone who has played Hearthstone, that video is funny. Tyler has never played Hearthstone his entire life.
Nope, not once.
He has only seen that video of Hearthstone,
Yeah,
and that video is still the funniest thing to him in his heart for
it's
what he has
really
made.
good.
No, I've played Tetris. I've played League of Legends. I've seen Darkman's videos on them. They're not that good. Like they're
Mm,
good, but they're just not at that quality of the Hearthstone video. The
sure, yeah.
Hearthstone video is just so good. It's so well rounded. It's like when Killian released a Pokemon video, his garbage guide to Pokemon.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'm gonna watch the garbage guide to Pokemon, but I think that Civ 5 guide where he plays Venice is pretty good.
Is that the one where there's like a huge
Canada,
twist? Yeah.
well,
Is that the one
can
where he like where it turns out that he was actually playing as a different country
yeah, he was
or
playing
something
as
like that?
Canada the entire time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's the joke.
yeah.
Like Venice has been surrounded by Canada, but the joke is I was playing as
Yeah.
Canada the
Yeah,
entire time. That's just the funny part. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what he hits you with. Ooh. And then Donkey, Mario Kart Wii, Hitler's Reign.
I have to rewatch that one because I
I
don't
keep
remember
bringing it
it.
up. I keep bringing it up. It's so good. Mario Kart Wii, Hitler's Reign.
Illustration.
It's definitive of Donkey, in my opinion. People be like, Donkey climb to Plat or climb from hell are good. Like they're good, but like they're League videos. Donkey
Mm.
hates League in his bones. Not to say they're bad videos, but to say they're decent. Hitler's Reign. Oh my gosh, my man never gets first place. Mario Kart Wii Online. That's prime time era, dude. He's like, it's like they're from Dinosaur Island.
Did did you watch the Game Grumps when they did their house party playthrough?
I did watch the House Party playthrough. I know they're releasing the House Party videos again, so I gotta watch them.
Yes. They're they're doing a new playthrough and it's because they're in the game. And it is so good because their VO for the game is ridiculous.
I watched the OG House Party and I enjoyed it a lot because they were going over the top with it about
Mhm.
how good it was. Like it was good because they made it good. Like their commentary on top of it, how they took each situation, made it that way.
Yeah.
So they blew it up.
They're also newest Monopoly playthrough, really good.
Mhm.
They decide that um every property can only be bought through an auction. So like
I did see them
whenever
upload that video.
okay. And
Auction
they
rules
have
are crazy.
they have 2 computers and both of them are on extra hard. And man, they are definitely extra hard.
It's like auction mode, dude. Are you ready? Yeah, man.
Auction mode.
You get the chance to buy them for ridiculously cheap, or you pay like 3 times the price, and you're like,
Yeah.
well,
It's
that was
usually
fun.
3 times the price because everyone is so stubborn.
It's like, well, I actually want this property.
Yeah.
Auction only mode is how you lose money the quickest or make money the quickest. I don't know, man. When you bait people to buying other properties, and you're like,
Yeah. Pay $1,000 for the Brown property. It's like, how did this happen?
got him, dude. Got him. Or they got me. Oh no. That's a rule, though. Law of equivalent exchange. I really want to share my love with Faith with you, but I know you're never gonna watch it.
With
So I've
what?
already locked that in my hardy key.
For what?
Fate.
No, I'm gonna watch it. I just haven't
Oh
gotten around to it.
no, it's okay. I've already accepted it. You see,
The biggest issue for me is it's just one of those that's like,
long.
no, no,
I
no,
know.
how am I supposed to watch it, you know? The same thing
Oh,
as like
the order.
yeah, it's like,
The order thing. It's like Monogatari.
yeah,
Uh,
Monogatari, it's like, how do
you
I
actually
like,
get into
how
Monogatari or no?
I watched the first few like, I watched a couple episodes of one of them and I liked it, but again, then, like, someone told me, "No, you're supposed to watch this one first," and I was
Don't
like,
listen. Okay. View order. Monogatari, real quick.
"Okay."
Release order for anime. Okay. For the most part, release order for anime is the view order. You don't worry about the timeline. Screw the timeline of what
Okay.
actually happens. You don't. The point of the release order is that's the order it's supposed to be viewed in, because that's why the books were written that way.
Mhm.
There's certain details that come up in later parts that foreshadow certain stuff, and the fact that they're jumping through different time loops, no, not time loops, but like the time frames are different. So like some series would be more in the future, some series are a little bit more behind one. You know what I mean? Then you get the straight prequel series. There's a reason why the books were written in that order and the release order. The only thing I can excuse would be the movie. The movie you can insert right after the first season, and then spoil yourself with that great animation. And then when you get back to the next season, understand that you spoiled yourself with the great animation, and now you understand why does the animation look so lacking.
Sure.
That hurts a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, a
You're
little
like,
bit.
man, this movie looks so good, dude. Can't wait to watch the show, and it looked like it did before. Now
And
I
it's
feel,
worse.
but the movie came out recently, though. That's why.
Mm.
I would say like in the past 2 seasons, Monogatari's one of those shows where like I thought when I was going into it I wasn't gonna enjoy it. I was like, this is some weird show. It's like 20 seasons, but I'm like, but then in my head I'm like, it has so much seasons, so it has to be good to some degree. It
Yeah.
can't just be pure garbage. I mean, let's be real. Like, as much as I like to trash on Sword Art, because like Sword Art has its up and it has its down. That's all I always relate to Sword Art. I haven't
Mm.
like I can't really trash on it because it does have that up. It's not like it's a straight heap fire of garbage where I can be like, look at this awful show. It's like it has its good moments, and I can't really hate on it. Some like people like the good moments, they like the highs. Can you really hate on them for not, saying that they're not good? And I'm like, no, I can't. The show has good highs. The high highs are there, you feel it,
Mm.
so I can't hate on it. It's not that bad. Monogatari, I went into it and I'm like, I'm not gonna enjoy this. This is some whack show. I went into it and I'm like, okay, these characters are cool. Then I'm like, okay, well then this starts happening. I'm like, okay, we're vibing. Different things happen. So it just got crazy. And then like the twists for each story has its own twist. Did you watch the Bunny Girl show? I don't know if you did.
Yeah.
Okay, so think of it like each character arc is like someone in the Bunny Girl show.
Okay.
Where the Bunny Girl, everyone was saying when the Bunny Girl show came out that like it was basically Monogatari except for like challenged teenagers in school.
Okay.
That's it. That's your summary.
Nice.
Where like supernatural things happen to them, very similar to what happens in this way.
Mm.
Except goes a little bit more, not because of their troubles and emotional problems in school, but for other reasons as well. Well, I mean, it's like school and personal life. It's all the same, though. It's like it's troubles because of your problems, but then they happen not because of like some syndrome, but because supernatural things happen in regards to that. You wish for something or you pray for something, and like you gotta be careful what you wish for,
Right, yeah.
sort of thing. It's not like, oh no, cuts appear on me because I have this disease, and really awful. But then how do you have that disease in the first place? It's kind of weird. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna talk about the Bunny Girl show. Like, why does everyone around him have this disease? Is it really a disease? What is it at this point?
Yeah. It's a
There's no
pandemic.
season two. I know there's a second move. I know the movie came out. I have to watch the movie to get into it.
Yeah, me
And
too.
the movie's sad. We can add the movie onto the list one day. There we go. Write that down.
Mm.
Write that down.
Maybe
It's a joke.
for the week after or something, yeah.
That's me. That's me closing this episode right now.
Okay.
I like favorite thing I watched this week. The Weathering with You water animations.
That was good, yeah.
I lied, dude. I was
Yeah.
watching my brother's face react to Tower of God when they stabbed the knock.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was a good moment.
it's like he's like, is she gonna die? I'm like, who knows, dude? Ah, ah. And he's like, I hate that you want to say it, but you can't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Craig, please, you got to contribute one day.
I think,
There it is.
I think I'm actually gonna kick Greg right now, so